You know,
What's going on, man?
I'm a little
Frank
disappointed.
Starfire.
Nice to meet you.
And, I'm a simple
Welcome
guy,
back
and
to
I
the world
live
of
my
Frank
life by really
Starfire.
simple means, you know what I mean?
It's an
And,
amazing
I live by
place.
simple mottos and credos
You
and
know,
phrases and
it's a
everything
place
because
with
it works for me, you know what I mean?
wonderful
Lately,
captains.
I've adopted a new...
Hey, what's going on, y'all? It's your boy Frank Starfire, and this is the Just to Be Frank podcast. Appreciate you for joining me. This here is season 3 kickoff, baby. You know what I mean? And you know what? I'm just gonna say it. What better way to kick off with the fact that my New York motherfucking Knickerbockers is in the motherfucking playoffs. That's right, man. The Knicks did they thing this season and are currently about to face the Hawks in the first round of the playoffs. First time to the playoffs since 2013. So it's been a long, hard road for us Knicks fans, man. So, but we finally got a little glimmer of hope. I am not expecting miracles. I don't expect us to go all the way to the finals, but if they do, I am okay with that. Let's get it, man. But no matter what, this season is definitely a success. And I don't know if most folks don't know. Yes, I am indeed a Knicks fan, man. Mets, Jets, Knicks, man. Word up. All my teams suck. But that's the way of human history, I guess. You know what I mean? But on a more sad note, friend of mine, Tasheen Porter, good friend from way back to the way back, was taken from us. You know what I mean? I ain't gonna go into the details. All I want to say is, man, rest in peace, my brother. I miss you. I love you. Good Lord, man. It was like, I don't know. It's too much, man. But it's neither here nor there, man. Today, I am going to be talking to somebody that it was really important to me. You know what I'm saying? Number one, he's my nephew. Family man. He's a good dad. And he's got a new company called Butta Baby clothing line. You know what I'm saying? So I figured I'd chop it up with him, give him that, you know what I mean? And just check in on him, see how he doing. You know what I mean? What better place to do it than right here on the Just to Be Frank podcast, baby. So that's what we're going to do. I'm going to let him in right now, man. Word up. Two shakes, yeah. All right, there you go. Think you're coming on. You might need light. And I don't know if I can hear you. Yep, there we go. There we go. I can't hear you. Can you hear me? Can you hear me? I can't hear you.
Okay.
There we go. You're good. Yeah. What's going on, brother?
Ain't shit. Okay, I like the collection.
Good
Batman.
Come on, man. You know, it's the studio, man. It's got to reflect me, baby.
Yo, Priscilla asked me the other day, she said, yo, you want to get a Batman tattoo? I said, hell no, Frankie's going to kick my ass.
Look, man, everybody can wear the symbol, man. Just uphold it well. That's all I ask.
I said, hell no, you want Frankie to whip my ass? I said, nah, I'm going to leave Batman alone.
The bat is good, man. The bat is good for everybody, man. Read up,
What's going on?
I'm good, brother. I cannot complain. I'm mad that my nephew has way more facial hair than me.
Crazy, right? It took me fucking 32 years to get all this shit.
It took me 38 to get this, so I don't know what to tell you. This is crackly shit. Oh man. But how you doing, man? How's the family?
I'm good. They sleeping. I'm good. Everybody good.
And you are awake. I don't understand how you do this, but then I don't know how I do it either. So
I know from the last time I heard my mother say I get it from Trevor, a nocturnal lifestyle.
Yeah.
I like it though.
Yeah. I mean, listen, it has its advantages. You
get more done.
Get more done. And, they say a lot of most successful people are up by 3-4 in the morning. You know what I'm saying?
We already ahead of the game.
You know what I mean? I remember Vega said a line in the rhyme once. He was like, and by the time I see the sun, half my day is done. You know what I'm saying?
Nah,
Like,
that's real shit though.
that's
I
real.
didn't understand that until like last year.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't understand that until last year.
Well, shit, you wear many hats, man. You going to school, you got the company flowing, you know what I'm saying? You got the family. It's a lot for any brother. It's a lot for any man to take on at one time, but you do it. You're doing it.
It's well, I'm not gonna lie and say it's not a lot, but it's kind of fun. So it's challenging, yes, but the fact that it's fun and I like to do it, it makes it even better. I'm chasing something that I really want.
Okay. Ain't nothing wrong with that. And the truth is, there's a challenge involved. Like you said, it's a challenge. So that matters more. That matters. That's gonna build. You know what I'm saying? That's gonna build you. You know what I'm saying? The challenge, when you face those challenges, your kids are gonna see that too. They're gonna be like, yo, my pop's challenged. I mean, he fought the challenge. He went through everything and went out of his way to be better, to persevere through it all. Like, that's a blessing. You know what I'm saying?
That's my why, my family.
That should be everybody's why.
Yeah, that's my why.
I don't have
myself and my family.
Yeah.
I'll say that.
Yeah. Hey, listen, people think that when you take sort of a selfish stance on certain things, that it's a wrong thing. But the truth is, you have to take care of yourself before you can take care of anybody else. You got to love yourself, or else nobody else is gonna know how to love you. So you got to be able to have that time for yourself. You know what I'm saying? And do those things.
But
you know,
growing up how we did, it was, it was tough because
we never had alone time.
We a house full of 10 plus people, every house.
Every house.
It was no more than 3 rooms. My cell was 3 rooms, and that was it. And we had 10 plus people in every house.
And somehow we
crazy,
and we made it work. I don't know how. That was,
in some ways, I feel like that kind of helps the family stick together in some ways. Everybody being bunched up.
Sure.
But it also creates a bunch of problems, though, from everybody being bunched up. So it's good and bad at the same time.
Like anything, there's balance. There's going to be friction when you're living in close proximity to a number of people, and then add to that the stresses of not enough money, nobody working, you know what I'm saying? All those things. Like, I didn't understand how mommy went through it even then. You know what I'm saying? But
yeah, man, this is crazy.
I never really quite got it. And that's, because I was looking at it through a kid's eyes.
Yeah.
Now now I'm a grown man. So I understand what she was going through. And it wasn't easy for her, I'm sure. And I'm sure that
hell no, because she was the only one.
Yeah. And I'm sure it took a lot.
If not getting help from Gigi, it was just her. Nobody else was helping. We all was young, so we always wasn't even worried about bills and nothing like that.
No, we didn't care about mortgages and rent and fucking how the roof kept over our heads. We just knew we had one. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. But that, you know what? But now I recognize too, like, how they say, like, okay, these books are for this level, so that's what they can read. Well, who says? You know what I'm saying? Like, you don't put those limitations on them. If they're, if your kids are reading on a fucking high school level and they're 6, let them. Why the fuck would you, why would you stop them and tell them, like, no, that's not your level. You can't read that. You know what I'm saying? Like, no,
limitations they clearly can. The dream killer. That's the dream killer right there.
And we got raised with a lot of that because, nobody took the time to listen to what the fuck the kids had to say.
Nobody, still to this day, nobody does.
You know what I'm saying?
Which is the reason why some kids turn out the way they turn out.
They do. That's very true. And it's
because all they want is somebody to talk to.
Right. You know what I'm saying? And it's weird. And, as kids, we don't know how to articulate that thought process right there. You know,
that's what we do. We do. That's why we act out the way we do.
Right. Well, that's what I'm saying.
If the adults can't understand that, then we just gonna do our thing.
We're gonna do our thing, and it did. To a degree, it worked. To some degree, it definitely did not.
I mean, we got our ass whipped. That's the most part. They still ain't talk to us. They talk to us after they whipped our ass. Like, you better not do it again.
Right.
But that's about it.
Right. But there was no structure to the teaching of it. Like, why are you whooping me? I don't, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You know, so instead of fear, instead of having the respect for what you did that could have got you hurt or in trouble or whatever, you just feel the ass whooping.
Yeah.
You know?
I tell you this, one thing that I learned from being a parent, well, from being a kid and being my own parent, you know how when parents used to hit us and then they be stop crying before I give you something to cry for.
Right.
Well, you already hit me, so this is why I'm crying.
Right.
So you already gave me something to cry for. So now with Summer and Prince, I don't do none of that shit. Me and Priscilla don't do none of that shit, yo.
You don't hit
like,
him?
We hell no.
Good.
Like maybe a little pop here and there, but nothing too crazy because you can't grow up in a household like that. That's just crazy. That's just crazy.
People wonder why they have anxiety and shit like that. That's why. That's why. And it's not fair to those kids. Like, shit, man, listen, as well adjusted as I've turned out.
No. You know how you turned out good, Frank? Because you smart, man. You fucking smart. That's why you turned out good, because you fucking smart, man. And you never tried to be something that you wasn't. You know, you never tried to be somebody that you was never.
No, because what was presented to me was not appealing to want to be.
Yeah, like they tried to mold you to being something else, but you stuck to you. Which you know, a lot of people don't do that.
It was very, very difficult. You know what I'm saying? I can't lie. That part was difficult, trying to find my own path through all that. It was difficult.
You know, it's crazy. Me being a youngster, I hated that shit. I'll be honest with you. But I'm like, I'm not gonna get too much into, you know, the shit, but you know what I'm talking about.
Oh no,
I'm just like,
it's okay.
I didn't like
my
it.
viewers know where I come from.
Yeah, I didn't like that shit, because I'm like, he not even bothering, like he ain't bothering nobody. What the fuck? Like, why y'all keep antagonizing this man? But you know, when you, like you said, when you're young and nobody's listening to the young kid.
Right. And you know what? Now I speak to the masses. You know what I'm saying? I just speak to everybody, and I don't shut the fuck up. Even though sometimes I probably should.
We need more people like you, man.
Listen,
we need more people like you. People who ain't scared to speak their mind.
Well, we need that, but we also need more parents like you. You know what I'm saying? Those who are not afraid to buck the traditions and the trends of what came before. Because, you know, that was...
You already know.
Listen, though that lifestyle, that level of parenting and rearing that we got, oh God, it was wrong. And you know, I can't lie. That's part of the contribution to why I don't have kids now. You know what I'm saying? Part of it, only a part of it. But that's something that I think about for my own kids when I do have them. You know what I'm saying? Is
you got to think about that.
Oh yeah, man. Is how much to do discipline as opposed to just teaching. And I've just come to the realization that my kids are probably just going to be in martial arts from a very young age.
No, that's what we're doing. We're gonna put them in boxing.
Okay.
See, we have we got the joint right here.
I seen it.
Yeah, man. Because one thing we trying to do is, we were just talking about this the other day, Priscilla and I, trying to distinguish, teaching them how to defend themselves from being bullies.
Right.
Like, we trying to, like, you know, get that going. Because we don't want, you know, nobody in our family is bullies anyway. So I'm not really worried about that.
Right.
But at the same time, they are their own people. Their own person. They are their own person. So just trying to distinguish, you know. Because you gotta do things differently with kids, because kids really soak up everything.
They do. They're sponges, which is why
you have to be very mindful of everything you do, everything you say.
Right. And people don't realize that it's not so much what you say, but they're watching how you act.
Do.
You know what I mean? They're watching your actions. So if you are a dick, your kids are going to be a dick.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So, you know,
I tell you one thing, Prince will come up to you and ask you, "You okay?" Oh. He's only 3.
That's a level of empathy you don't normally expect from a 3-year-old, but that's a good thing.
He's a Scorpio.
Oh shit.
Yeah,
We
he's a
got another
Scorpio,
one.
so, yeah.
We got another one.
Yeah. Yeah, man. Summer as well. Like, we just trying to raise very well
Mhm. But that's
mannered
good.
kids, very well
Listen,
mannered kids.
that's good. Listen, we got manners definitely, but not everybody adhered to them. You know what I'm saying?
That's true.
You know,
The switch up be crazy, especially from grandma and my mom's. The switch up be crazy.
but I like this is why I tell, and I'll say it, man. This is why I tell people not to invite rail places, because he get the
Nah,
manners
Rel my
proper.
man. Nah, we're not gonna do that because Rel my man.
I
All
love
y'all really
Rel.
my
He
man.
didn't get the manners.
He just Rel's different. He just wants the family together, and I
Yeah,
respect that.
yeah. I mean, listen, there's nothing wrong
Life
with
ain't promised, man.
right, but you also
Life
have
is not
to,
promised.
yeah, but you also have to allow for the idea that people got to live their life too. You know what I'm saying? Like, and that's, I think for Rel, a lot of it comes from just he just always felt lost amidst the shuffle. You know what I'm saying? Your mom's the oldest, Trevor's the oldest boy. He's there, and then here I come to baby, and I'm getting all the bullshit.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I know that fucked with him. You know what I'm saying? It was the little things, and I think that I guess we didn't do enough to show him his, how much we appreciated him in his youth to a degree. So he still feels that way now. And I guess because mommy and Grant and Gigi passed, that's just
Yeah.
unresolved shit. You know
Well,
what I'm
that's
saying?
that's what he got to resolve though, because we all didn't had issues that we got to resolve.
Yeah.
Like, y'all lost y'all father at a very young age.
Yeah.
It's mad stuff that we go through that we gotta get through. We ain't got no choice but to get through.
We have no choice, man. And I think of it like, I've just come to accept the idea of loss. I don't, I hate it. It sucks.
Yeah.
And to know that one day I ain't gonna be able to listen to music or talk to people or read a book or play a game. You know what I mean? Just one
But
day.
do we actually know that though? We don't actually know that. That's the crazy thing about it. Like, we don't actually know that, man. Just saying. Just saying.
But you're right. And I wonder, we're taught that there's an afterlife and a heaven and a hell and all, but what if that's not true? You know what I'm saying? And I get it. I think living here on earth with all the trials and tribulations that we have, that's the hellscape that they were so afraid of. Heaven is living and loving and being amongst your friends and family, and your community is growing and prospering, and you're growing and prospering. Like, that's heaven. You know what I'm saying? And life is all energy, man. So
yeah,
so
let me ask you this: if life is energy, if we all energy don't die. So
energy never dies. No, it does not. It transfers.
So maybe you do still get to read your books and listen to music.
I mean, so think about it like this, right? What if that white light that they see that they're going towards, that everybody talks about, is just them coming back out of the birth canal?
I'm not gonna front. I kind of believe in that. Well, not kinda. I believe that.
Yeah, it makes sense. See,
because we don't know. We don't know, bro.
Don't know. And my thing is, I don't like saying I believe, because that gives you no room to alter your perception of it. You know what I'm saying? But you know what I mean? But I do, that's a good theory, and it makes sense to me in that way. Like, energy never dies. So if this spark of divinity that I have, that has been around since the dawn of time, like, there's no reason why I should be able to do certain things with just ease. Like, oh shit, this just came so easy to me. Why? Probably because in the past experience,
yes,
I did something. Like, you ever meet somebody and just know that you've known them your whole life? And
Priscilla,
see, look at
that. Priscilla.
Look at that. You know what I'm saying? But that's a good answer, by the way.
No, it's the truth. It's the truthful answer though.
No, I get
It's the realest answer. Yeah.
I believe you, but that's a great answer. You know, people should take heed of that right there.
So, because I tell you why, Frank, because we started off as friends. We didn't do anything sexual, nothing like that, nothing physical. We started off as strictly friends before anything.
Right.
So I never even told nobody this, but I never really had no connection to a female on that type of level.
Right. I got you.
So yeah. And this is the time where we had house phones. So we used to be on the phone like all the time.
Phone Jonesing.
Yeah. So like I would say that would be my answer. Because I was always able to be myself around her, and still to this day.
Mm-hmm.
So that's why I say I feel like I know her for a long time, because I don't have to be fake or try to be, you know.
Right.
So yeah.
And isn't that a blessing when you can
yeah,
be yourself, man?
That's my children's mom. That's my fiance. That's my wife. Hell yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That's my friend. That's a fucking blessing. Hell yeah.
It's always good to have friends. How many of us have them? You know what I'm saying? Like, for real. That's real. Like, you know, V about to have another baby. You know what I'm saying? His girl is due like next week. So, you know, that's awesome. You know what I mean? And just growing his family, he got engaged to his girl. Like, that's a blessing. You know
that's what it's about. We here to procreate.
That's it. You know what I'm saying? And then teach.
Teach what we can teach, and
teach the youth.
Come back and learn more and teach more.
Teach more.
If people, you know, believe that.
I mean, listen, I'll never knock anybody's beliefs. You know what I'm saying? But
that's sorry to cut you off, but I feel like that's one reason why we always, not when I say we, I mean like all races are always at it with each other. Because people always trying to knock people's religions. It's crazy.
A big part of it. Yeah. And
crazy.
You know, and it's mainly out of just fear. That's all it is. Fear is the harbinger of all negativity. So
I don't get it though, because when we're in elementary school, we cool with everybody. We go to school with different races. We cool with everybody. So why don't we get older as adults? We start, probably because we start seeing the real world.
Well, not only that, some kids are seeing the real world even then, you know what I'm saying? But that's the thing.
Yeah, because the parents, everything starts with the parents.
Everything starts with the parents in the household, but your kids. So you have this level of innocence, you know what I'm saying? Like, I think about it like this, I remember when a year used to seem like forever to me.
Yeah.
Until puberty. And then this shit started speeding up. It was like, oh, all right, a year, like, damn, okay. And I like the older you get, the shorter them years seem to go. The time just goes. So what are you doing with your time? You know what I'm saying? Are you using it productively, or are you wasting it?
Letting time go by. Yeah.
Letting time go by. Like, and that's a funny thing, man. This is why I tell everybody I love you. You know what I'm saying? I have no qualms with it. You know, back in the days, you can't say that. That's gay. Pause.
Yeah. Hell yeah,
man. I'm grown, and I'm losing too many people recently, and you know,
people. Period.
People. Period. And just verbalizing that love is important. I think very much.
You have to, because that piece of love you give out, that might make somebody's day. And that might make them think of some ill ass creation just off the love that you gave them. So we gotta give more love to everybody.
We gotta give more love to everybody, and then even to ourselves. We gotta love ourselves.
That's first. That's number one.
Don't do that. This whole pandemic and everything, it's kind of shown how little people actually love themselves. You know what I'm saying? In that
they seek the validation of everybody else.
Right. And they're also like, I ain't gonna lie. Coming from where I came from, I'm just gonna talk about health for a second, but I was like almost 300 pounds. You know what I'm saying? In 2011, I went to a wedding in Alabama. I went to, Lance. I went to Lance's wedding in Alabama. Damn, that was a long time ago. But but I look at those pictures.
2011.
I look at those pictures now, and I'm like, ugh, like damn, boy, you like I was humongous, and I realized like I was eating my feelings. I was, I was dating Yasmin, so obviously I was eating a lot of rice and beans.
And I was the year after grandma
That
had
was
passed away.
yeah. So it, I wasn't. That's how I processed my depression, and what I didn't realize was I had depression. You know what I'm saying? And not clinical depression, but just I was depressed, and I didn't know what symptoms depression can take on. I didn't know what what that would appear like. I thought it was just moping about, cloud over, you know what I'm saying? Like the commercial, with the stupid fucking rolling ball. I thought it was just a cloud over your head,
Nah, that shit. When that shit hit deep.
Man, but I look at those pictures, man, and I realized I was just living a very unhealthy lifestyle. It wasn't healthy. So now dude, look, truth is, and I'll admit it now, if it wasn't for V, I wouldn't be as healthy as I am. Because he's the one that pushes me to go
fitness,
to the gym.
Yeah.
He's the one that pushes me to go to the fucking gym. When I don't,
you getting Brocky.
When I see
a little Brocky.
I seen an ab, I was like, oh shit, I got an ab. I seen an ab. I was like, oh man, I seen my pec muscles. I was like, wow, that's an actual pectoral muscle, huh?
It's ill to see though, because growing up, you was never into fitness.
No.
So the fact that you're into it now, that shit is amazing.
Well,
like, you would never even think some shit like that.
Not at all. And it's funny, like, I look at it now like, damn, if I'd have just been allowed to do a martial art or something, I might have been, you know what I mean? But no, it
was always there.
Do these push-ups.
Always there.
Like nobody ever said, hey, let's switch up the diet. Maybe, don't eat all this rice and pasta all the time and as much fried food and all these snack cakes. And you know what I'm saying? Like nobody addressed diet. It was just do the push-ups, do the push-ups, do the push. Like, no, that's boring.
Remember at Rasta, every Friday is either crown fried or Popeyes.
God, man. No, that shit is terrible.
Crazy.
So, but the first change I did was take sugar and cream out of my coffee. The very first thing I did that started me on the journey, because I noticed once I stopped adding that sugar, like I have more energy. I got the caffeine better, but I also tasted more of the coffee. So I know I like Bustelo. Like that strong shit. But I know you be in the gym a lot.
Oh, no.
No gym?
No.
Our gyms are open.
Not at all.
But when do you when do you find the time? When would you find the time?
No, if I work out, I'm gonna work out in the crib.
Okay.
Yeah, I ain't going to no gym.
Listen, I can't lie. If I couldn't go to the gym, I probably wouldn't do it as much at home. But I do have a heavy bag here. So I enjoy that, just hitting that. We got a couple of free weights here, but we got to get a bench. And I want to get some mats and shit so we can start tumbling and wrestling and all that type of shit. You know what I mean?
That's definitely going to keep you in shape.
I mean, that's the ultimate goal, is just to
keep the stamina up.
Right. Yes. Yes, I need that. You know what I'm saying? It's been a while. I noticed, I have a girlfriend now, and I noticed like sex is an exercise. I'll tell you. you have to build.
You gotta stretch.
Yeah, you gotta stretch. you gotta get you touch your toes and shit. But
when they get going,
man, it's all different now, man. As I got older, it's I shouldn't have taken the 10-year layoff, but
you go through what you go through, man.
Well, what I realized was I had to figure me out. Before I could go ruining somebody else's life. You know what I'm saying? Like I had to get my shit in order. I had to make sure my shit is straight. Start to build my credit. Like nobody told me about fucking credit when I was a kid. All they said was, "Yeah, we're using your social on the cable bill." What the fuck? That's why. Like, why you gonna ruin my shit for the rest of my life?
Horrible, man. Horrible. I ain't gonna name names, but I seen some family members' names on. Ooh,
listen, I had to get the crib on Tioga Drive taken off of my credit report because I never lived there. You know what I'm saying? But I had to get that shit taken off of my credit.
That's a fact.
Word.
That crib, yeah.
I'm like, man, what are we doing here? Like, when did I move in there?
Crazy.
Whatever.
Crazy. The way they take advantage of the younger ones in the family is crazy.
Listen, it is what it is. I'm not that worried about it. But I ain't gonna lie, I see us both kind of buffering a little bit. I'm like, fucking audio's fine.
Oh, nah, my shit good over here.
Okay, yeah. So
I see you perfectly clear. I can hear you.
Okay, good. So it's just on my end. That means my Wi-Fi is garbage. Actually, no. You know what it is? The truth is, I genuinely believe it's really just the computer that I'm running it through. You know what I'm saying? I need to upgrade my systems, but I didn't in time for this episode. So, I'll figure it out. But like I said, the audio is perfect. I'm okay with that. You know what I mean? And I will.
Yeah, I can hear you.
You know
I can see you well.
Good. And but yeah, so you got the family. You're doing the school thing. What made you start Butta Baby?
Well, honestly, it goes back from the last warehouse job I had. My time was. I felt like I know that I was hiding from the world working in a warehouse, but for me personally, I had to get away from the females. That's why I started working in a warehouse because it's usually only men.
Yeah, lots of the time. Yeah.
Yeah, working at jobs with females, you always getting into a work relationship, which is it's not
work.
So I had to kind of focus up. And then, and Priscilla, she was pregnant. No, she's not pregnant. She had Summer, about to have Prince. And I'm just like, yo, this warehouse job ain't going to cut it out. Like, what am I doing with my life? And then I remember I'm calling my man Eddie every morning. I'm like, yo, bro, I hate this job. I do not like this job. Every morning.
Brother Eddie.
Shout out to my guy. Cause I was annoying that nigga every morning, like, yo, bro, I fucking hate this job, but I don't know which direction I'm taking.
Mm-hmm.
So, Priscilla she said something about like windbreaker jackets. That's when we started the Summons line, the kids schools.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm like, all right, maybe this is cool. So we're from that. We started it didn't go too well, so I gave up on it honestly because I didn't get the response that I wanted, but I didn't put in the work as well.
Right.
So to answer your question, I know I'm going on, but to answer your question,
we got time, brother.
it's just the backstory to it.
That's fine. Backstory is awesome.
but yeah, to answer your question, because I didn't even know that I could dress the way I could dress, to be honest with you. Because a lot of the shit that I'll be wearing, I never wore before. Like I'm still trying certain shit out because my favorite colors is just black. I do black all year, but so what I would do, I would just start styling Priscilla. It was a hobby. Like the styling turned out to a hobby. I'm like, oh, maybe I could. Cause I'm like, what you think? She's like, yeah, it look nice. So I kept doing it. I did some shits on my phone, show her. She's like, oh yeah, it's nice. You should maybe see what's up with this.
Yeah. So
it went from that to that. So I'm like, all right. Now with the shoes, because I'm going from here to here.
Like I said, man, you good, brother.
with the shoes, that came about because I worked, I worked in Jimmy Jazz, I worked in city streets. I know how to sell a shit, but it was just like, I want to do it. So I ordered this shit, but do I really want to do it? So I held this shit for like at least a year, the shoes, because I'm just like, I'm back and forth. Should I do it? Should I not do it?
Right.
So all that shit just came from the styling. Everything came from styling, basically, to answer your question.
So you pretty much fell into it in a way, like, and then you found your calling because the lines are dope. You know what I'm saying? Now,
Thank you.
I am not the most fashion conscious person on the planet. I will wear jeans.
See, that's the thing. I didn't know I was either.
I don't
like all this shit is new to me still.
Right. Like I've recently realized after losing all this weight, I've had to adjust how I dress because the clothes I had don't fit anymore.
You're gonna get more attention too.
Right. You know what I'm saying?
Get more attention.
Right. So now I have a girlfriend now, so I have to look better.
Well, for yourself.
Right. Well, listen, for if it's
but
for,
still
if,
for your
if
girl
it's for me,
at the same time.
Right. Like if it's for me, I don't give a shit. But
yeah,
unless I'm going to a function somewhere, jeans, t-shirt, sweatpants. I'm comfortable. As long as I'm comfortable, I'm fine. But
yeah,
the other day, I ain't gonna lie, this is something I haven't done ever. I went to the outlets the other day and I seen this dope ass jeans jacket inside Levi's joint. I had to grab it, man. It's one of them joints.
Okay, Frank.
Like I had to pick it up because I'm like, yo, it's a black. It's just, I need one of those in my life. And
yeah,
I like the way it looks on me. Like it, and I noticed that, like, yo, shit looks better on me. Like I can fit a medium shirt now. I don't have to buy large or extra large. I can buy a medium. Holy shit. Like
when you look good, you feel good.
You feel good. And then that translates to
vice versa. When you feel good, you look good.
Right. And it translates to everything else because when you feel better about yourself, that energy exudes from you and other people feel it. It becomes infectious in a good way, in that people are drawn to that energy in a good way. You know what I'm saying? Like you don't find negative people like that. You know what I'm saying?
They'll be around, but they're not even gonna be able to come in your proximity.
No, because your energy
is too strong for the hate.
Nah, you're not worth it. Get out of here.
Yeah. And that just make them hate more, that they can't even get to you.
It does. And that's kind of sad. You know what I'm saying? Because especially with, like, I remember being mad about not being able to, back when I was rapping, mind you, I was still young, real young. I remember being mad. Yeah, man. But I remember being mad when other people was recording and I didn't get to record, and like, you know what I'm saying? But over time, that ideology shifted to, you know what? Because I'm listening to the shit that they're producing, and I'm like, you know what? It's hard as fuck. All right, fuck it, yeah.
But at the same time, though, rap is still competition, even if you're rapping with your friends.
It is, but
healthy competition.
But back to what we said earlier, like I was never the sports inclined person, so I don't have that level of competitive fire to me to where I want to compete in things like that. Like that doesn't appeal to me in a way. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm not a competitive, I don't have that competitive want or desire to compete against somebody in that fashion. You know what I mean? I just don't. But
well, competition is always ourselves.
Right.
Once we get over that,
try and be better than the last time. Be better than, you know what I'm saying? Just be better than I was yesterday, a year ago. You know what I'm saying? Just always strive for excellence and to be better. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And I can't lie, I'm lazy, so I don't always do that.
I don't know, man, because my whole take on the lazy thing, your body, you know your body, and your body know you. If you want to relax, fuck it, just relax, man.
Yeah,
Because
very true.
sometimes we be too hard on ourselves. Like, all right, we got to get this done, we got to get that done. We just
Well,
got to relax, because once we relax, we can get more answers within ourselves.
right. It you know what? And I've discovered the idea of meditation. It's not easy for me, but I do it. Or I try to anyway. Like,
Why it's not easy?
because it's hard to turn my mind off.
Well,
Yeah.
I meditate a lot, and it's not about turning your mind off. It's just sit with your thoughts. You sit with your thoughts.
Mm.
Yeah, you don't turn your mind off, because you're gonna drive yourself crazy trying to turn. You can't turn your mind off. You got to just sit with your
Right.
thoughts.
Well, it's
Yeah.
hard to quiet the thoughts. You know what I'm saying? It's hard to quiet all the story arcs, characters, episode ideas, guess, it's hard, work schedule, this, that, other recipes. Like, I got a lot going on.
You just work with what's coming up next and worry about the stuff that's later. So whatever you control, like if you got a show tomorrow, just worry about tomorrow.
Yeah.
And then after tomorrow, then you worry about, just take it one day at a time. We be moving too fast. We be trying to live like we robots, but we're not robots.
That's true. And that's a sad thing, isn't it? Like, we don't take the time to really just allow ourselves to be in the moment. It's always move.
We gotta move. Yeah.
You know what I mean? Now, it's funny. I do still work at a warehouse. You know what I mean? And I could still gotta pay bills. This doesn't pay yet. I need more subscribers. I'm at a contest I'm about to actually announce. I gotta film the thing for it, but I got a contest I want to announce and everything in that regard. But that's neither here nor there. We'll talk about that later. Is your line available in stores, or is it just like all online right now?
Just online.
Just online. Do you want to go with the brick and mortar store, even though that's kind of seems to be phasing out to a degree?
I'm not gonna say no, but as of right now, I just want to see how much I could do on my own. I know I'm gonna need help eventually, but whatever I could do on my own, I just want to do on my own.
Do you have a distributor that like prints everything up, presses it all up, gets all that, or are you looking for distribution?
Well, I just bought a lot of equipment to do everything myself. Yeah.
Then isn't that just how it is? Like,
yeah,
you know what? Y'all don't move fast enough for me. Y'all not moving at my pace. I want to
and that's the thing, right? Because Alibaba, you know Alibaba, right?
Yeah, that's that.
That's
Asian,
where I got my.
Isn't it the Asian Amazon?
Basically, yeah, that's where I got my merchandise from. But they take a month. They take a month to come, and then during the pandemic, it's crazy.
And that month becomes 2. Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. So all the plans that you have, well, at least for me, I'm speaking for myself. Like, all the plans that I had, I'm like, damn, I gotta move this back, I gotta move that back. And then I want, like, the way shit is set up now. When you order product, you want your shit right there and then. Like, and I don't like to wait for my shit. So I'm like, you know what? And then the cost goes down. Like, I ain't trying to. If I can learn to do it myself, I'll do it myself.
Why'd you use what is Alibaba like? Would they send you the equipment, or they send you the
merchandise? Yeah.
Okay. You know what? I've never used them because I live in America. What the fuck am I using Alibaba for?
I mean, I don't know if any I never did my homework about this, but I don't know if any distributors in the city. I mean, in the United States.
Oh, I'm sure there's got to be at least 7.
No. I gotta do my homework with that.
Yeah, like, I mean, hey man, that's why Google is your friend, and it's you managed to grow up in both eras with out computers and technology and then with computers and technology. So you know what I'm saying, same as me. So you have a good grasp of it. You know what I'm
Oh
saying?
yeah.
You know, and then, you know, luckily we have nieces and nephews who are millennials and shit. So
Yeah.
explain this to me. Like, I don't know. What is Reddit?
Yeah.
Please explain Reddit to me. I don't understand it. Like, I ain't gonna lie. Sometimes I do feel old when I see these new apps and Snapchats and filters and all this. I'm
That's
like,
how I felt with TikTok.
I
But
listen.
I love TikTok.
I
TikTok.
am too old to be talking anybody's ticks, man. Like,
No. TikTok is not what everybody think, man. Like TikTok is really good.
all I ever see is little girls dancing on it. And I'm like, nope. Turn the page.
Oh nah. If you go in the search bar, like if you type in podcasts, like they have like different ideas. TikTok is really good. TikTok is good. They give you tutorials on that shit on how to do this, like do it your own, do it yourself. Yeah, TikTok is lit.
you better cut him a fucking check. All right.
TikTok is lit.
Because I'm gonna have to try TikTok now. I don't
Now
know.
for real, TikTok is lit. And then I see a lot of inspirational and motivational shit on there. So that's why I like it too.
Oh, I watch
and a lot of funny shit. It's a lot of funny shit
I've
on
seen
there.
some of the funny stuff, and it's way too early in the morning for me to drink whiskey. But I watch.
It's somebody's birthday today.
No, I watch. Whose birthday is it?
Somebody's. So you gotta celebrate.
I know. Yeah, it is 5:43 in the morning. I'm not doing that. I have to get through the rest of my day. But no, but I usually take a shot whenever I mention Joe Rogan. So
so you got to keep your tradition going.
I gotta keep.
So you just mentioned Joe Rogan.
The whiskey's over there. I'm not grabbing that shit yet. I'll take a shot in a minute. But the onus is I watch a lot of that, and then through his podcast, I found a lot of different, very inspirational people. Like there's this cat named Jocko Willink. He's a former Navy SEAL. He's very, very inspirational in a way that's just like, stop yelling at me. I got you. I'm gonna get up and do something.
That's all they do is yell at you like, yo, I'm gonna do it. Just chill out. Like,
I got you. But then there's a dude like David Goggins who,
I know who that is.
Yeah, now that's a very inspirational guy right there. Like, you know, his story is really dope. And it was, you know, but that's where I'm kind of at with as far as like inspirational shit. Dave Chappelle is very inspirational.
Yeah, he been like that though.
Yeah, he is. He always.
If you notice, well, you older than me, so you did notice, but Dave Chappelle been like that.
Dave Chappelle. Well, the funny thing is, I only know Dave Chappelle from Half Baked. You know what I'm saying? Like that was my introduction to Dave Chappelle. And then the next thing I know about Dave Chappelle, I seen him he was in what was the joint with Martin Lawrence? He was in that movie. Blue Streak, right. He was in a couple of movies, and then I didn't see much of him. And then here comes the Chappelle Show. And that's where, oh shit, this motherfucker blew up.
One of the best shows to ever make TV.
But I also was not into stand-up comedy back then. So I didn't know he was a stand-up. I didn't know anything about stand-up comedy. Like my only knowledge of stand-up comedy was Eddie Murphy, Richard Pryor, Bill Cosby. Damn, Bill Cosby. Yeah, but that was my knowledge of stand-up comedy. I knew of like Janine Garofalo, but that was like, you know, little things like that. But again, I got introduced to her through like Half Baked. I remember when I seen her in Half Baked, when I seen what was the dude who used to host the Daily Show? Jon Stewart. He was in it. Like,
Jon Stewart.
Yeah, but these are stand-up comics. Initially, like that's where they cut their teeth. I did not know Joe Rogan was a stand-up comic. I didn't know shit about Joe Rogan. I knew he was funny. He was the Joey dude on news radio, and he did Fear Factor. That's all I knew. Didn't know he was a martial artist. Didn't know he was a stand-up comic. I didn't know any of this shit because I wasn't into stand-up comedy back then. My friend Lourdes, is a stand-up comic. So I got into it in the periphery of watching her and following her. And now I've found so many stand-up comics that are just fucking hilarious. Like beyond Kevin Hart's and people like that, and Chris Tucker's, like, of course, like, you know, them, Martin
The
Lawrence.
underground ones be the funnier
Underground
ones
ones,
sometimes.
but then there's so many dope female comics. It's
They be sleeping. They be sleeping on the females.
They be sleeping. Yo, Taylor Tomlinson is one of the funniest young ladies I've ever fucking heard in my damn life. She's hilarious. That she got the joint on Netflix, Quarter Life Crisis. That shit is fucking hilarious. That shit is funny, yo. Joey Diaz. You want an inspirational motherfucker? Joey Diaz is an inspirational motherfucker, because he'll tell you about the time he kidnapped somebody and then spent some time in prison for it and all this shit. Like, did you be snorting coke and all that? Like, he's very open and honest, and you know, you find yourself learning things through that, and it's really interesting.
My first serious encounter with like motivational and spiritual stuff came from Mel Robbins on one of the TED Talks.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
A female. She said something that stuck out to me. She said, "Know what you want." Hold on, let me. I don't want to fuck up her phrase.
Don't butcher the quote now.
I don't want to mess up her phrase, but she said something that she said, knowing what you don't want helps you to identify what you do want. So ever since she told me that shit, so every morning I would just go in the bathroom, smoke a little bit, and then listen to her. So that was my introduction to like motivational shit from Mel Robbins. Yeah.
So,
you know, for me, for some reason, it has to come from a female. For me.
Well, you know, it's funny. I too am drawn to that power coming from a female. And I think that comes from the fact that we knew and know really strong women in our life.
In the family, yeah.
Gigi was a powerful woman. My grandma was a powerful woman. Your mother is a powerful woman. You know what I'm saying? Your sisters are powerful women. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So that shit transcends to you in a way, like as it does to me.
Can't
like,
forget Nicole.
Right, Nicole. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
like,
can't forget Nicole.
Destiny. Like, we know, like, all these powerful ass
women.
Kalina, fucking
Jada.
Shit. Listen, you know what?
It's been a while, Frank.
Nefertiti, fucking Antoinette, and you know what I'm saying? Like, all these people, all these strong ass women that we grew up watching. I remember Miss McKeldin. You know,
I remember.
I think about Miss McKeldin all the time, yo. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, she weirdly enough, she was a very important part of my life, because after I lost my pops, she was there. You know what I'm saying? And that shit, I think back on it now, like, yo, she was she was a teacher, and she reached out and allowed emotion in, and that's hard. You know what I mean? Especially, you're a teacher, you're probably not supposed to do that, but
yeah,
I always think about that.
Teachers got the best intuition.
Man, teachers don't get paid enough, man.
Yeah, they don't get the credit.
They don't get the credit they deserve. They don't get paid enough, and that's a large part due to school unions and the curriculum in the way that it is.
All that shit is politics, man.
Oh, it is.
It's crazy.
It is. But
the motherfuckers would rather put $1 million into building a new fucking bridge somewhere than putting $1 million into a fucking school.
And
or $1 million into a fucking new building for some bullshit. Don't want to put, like, this is crazy.
They'll do it in some neighborhoods, but not all of them.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
you know how that go.
Yeah, man. Redlining tactics are still in place. They may not do it anymore to the nth degree, but those practices, those rules and regulations and laws and tax code, codes and all that, in some places those things are still in place.
They're not gonna be able to hold us down for that much longer. I tell you that. And it's just something that I can feel. They're not gonna be able to hold us down so much longer, even with all the bullshit that they like. They're not gonna be able to hold us down so much longer because we smartening up now.
Right. You know what I'm saying? And gaining knowledge of self.
Yeah.
Beyond anything. And I think that is the most, but the funny thing is, it ain't just us either, because there's a lot of people waking up to the bullshit that's going on.
Oh no, when I say us, I'm speaking of everybody. I'm not just saying black people.
I mean, I'm talking about like overseas and shit. Like I'm on this app, Meet Me, and like on there you get to meet all sorts of people. I'm meeting a lot of people from the UK, and they on some shit too. Like they ain't trying to have the bullshit either, and they see what's happening over here. Yeah, and it's coming from them. It's I ain't gonna lie. When I have these discussions with people from over there, it's very interesting to hear their take on it, because they have the outside perspective of looking into our country, and they see it in a way, and it's not to say it in a bad way, but they see it in a certain way because they're definitely from the outside looking in, but because they experience certain things themselves, they have a greater empathy towards what happens over here. And I think the George Floyd protests showed us, because them shits happen all over the world, that if that didn't wake the establishment up to the idea, like, yo, motherfuckers ain't gonna take it no more. And
but it should have been like that though. It should have been like that years ago.
It definitely should have been like that years ago.
Because you can't forget like Sean Bell. Like this man, he just got married. Like he's celebrating the happiest day of his life.
He didn't even get a chance to get married.
Well, yeah.
He ain't
like, come on, like it's a bunch of bullshit. Like it's a bunch of bullshit, man. Well, what's the dude that got what they say he got shot 42 times?
Oh, Amadou Diallo.
Come on.
Amadou Diallo.
And this is what year was this?
This was
elementary
96.
school, probably.
96, 97.
Elementary school. This is crazy for a kid in elementary school to see or hear.
Yeah.
Shit is crazy.
Yeah. And, it goes back even further, but those things definitely stand out in your mind, because that was splashed across the front page. That was front page news. Like nowadays, you can't trust the news. Nowadays, you can't.
Media is crazy.
The news.
Yeah, the media is crazy. Because whatever narrative they want to go with, that's what they're gonna go with.
Well, what I've begun doing actually is watching or listening to the BBC and NPR, and public radio or public, anything that's not corporate backed news.
Yeah.
Because if you have corporate sponsors, right, yeah, you're worried about ratings, not so much have news.
And they be biased as hell. So
right. You know what I'm saying? Like CNN's gonna tell you what, but I also recommend that people on the left should also watch Fox News as well, and watch it all. Don't just.
I was about to say that you gotta watch everything.
Don't just listen to what you want to hear. Listen to everything, so you get so you can formulate a well-rounded argument or idea of what the fuck is going on. Because if you just
or you can teach yourself how you're about to move in these next couple of months. Because of what they're doing, you got to pay attention to everything, man.
I pay attention to everything. Laws that are being passed, voting laws and all that type of shit that are, they're still trying it.
That shit affects us. Somehow, some way, that shit affects us.
It does. Because
maybe not in our state, but if we go to another state, shit like...
You live in New York. I live in Pennsylvania. This is definitely a red state. We just happen to have a Democratic governor, which boggles the mind. And he still can't get weed legalized in this motherfucker. But you know, it's the parlor tricks, which is what I call politics. The parlor tricks is the biggest dividing thing in this country. You know what I'm saying? Like, we are along with religion and all these other things, but that in and of itself, the politics of everything, that is not helpful to anybody because it's too complicated. No normal, sane person would want to do the job as it is. You know what I'm saying? In any of those respects, whether it be the president, Congress, Senate, Supreme Court, all that shit is fucking just like, I can't believe we didn't write any new shit. We didn't like, you know what? This was a great first draft. All right, let's tweak it a bit. You know what I'm saying? Like, but you propose that, you try that, motherfuckers is gonna come at you because, oh no, it's the Constitution. Yes, the Constitution. I get you. Yeah, no, great, great base, good foundation. But
they need to rewrite that shit.
Eventually, you need to build on the foundation to live in something other than the fucking hole. You know what I'm saying? So, like, I don't understand why people can't grasp that idea. But I'm
crazy.
Fucking crazy. What do I know? I don't know. You know what I mean? But listen, what I've realized though is you're one of the, like, you like, it amazes me. Like, all my nieces and nephews have kids. I don't have all my nieces and nephews have kids except for, Zariah, obviously, and Destiny and Kiana.
Little ones.
But it, that amazes me that we have that dynamic where, I'm older, obviously, but I still haven't been able to grasp that, into it. You know what I'm saying? So that's interesting. You know what I mean? But I love it because it's a beautiful thing. You know what I'm saying? I look at y'all raising your families, everybody's good and healthy. You know what I'm saying? And I'm just very proud of y'all, man. Like, any one of y'all, man.
Thank you.
I wish Alexis were closer. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying?
We could say the same about you.
Listen, man. I'm only a state and a half away now.
That's your far. Nigga, we from New York. That's your far.
That's not far.
Nigga, in Rossdale, we did not walk to Circle 4, Circle 5 because it was too far.
All right, yeah. Okay, y'all didn't. I damn sure did.
Well, you're a walker and a skater, so that's different.
Yeah, man. Hey, what up, Maverick has joined us.
I actually might take that up.
Rollerblading? Listen,
skating,
man. Go for it, bro. I don't know if I have the legs for it anymore.
I don't know. You're working out now, so you might.
I might. You know what I mean?
And you might feel a little lighter, so you might go faster. Oh, you gotta be careful.
Yo, yeah, out here, please. I get pancaked out here. Maverick has joined us on the podcast. He's chilling. What's going on,
What up, Maverick?
What's going on, dog? He's chilling. You know what I'm saying? Man, it's always nice when the dog joins us. The cat is somewhere being a creep. But you know what I mean? But listen, man, I'm gonna let you go, brother. But I definitely appreciate you for joining me, sir. And
this was fun.
Yeah, but listen, come on, listen. When you decide to come on up to PA, you can do it. We can do it live. You know what I'm saying, in person and shit. But definitely, man. Listen, but you're welcome anytime. Listen, because I just be wanting to talk. So.
Oh, this was a good talk.
You see my Knicks?
Remember, I told you I was scared.
You see them Knicks?
Oh, number 4 seed.
Come on, baby. Got them Knickerbockers, man. Got them Knickerbockers. Proud of them.
I'm just hell yeah. Fucking Westbrook, my guy.
Did they had the playing game, right?
Yeah, no, it's tomorrow.
It's tomorrow. Today. Or today, rather. Yeah. It's Tuesday. I've been up already. Well, shit, man. Listen, that I'm just proud of them. And
We
no
gotta
matter where I
we
go,
gotta set up another date for this, Frank.
yeah,
I
man.
like this.
Listen, man. Like I said, man, you're welcome anytime. I film like 12 episodes a season, so because I don't know why I'm calling them seasons because this is not a TV show.
You can make it a TV show.
This is not a TV show. I do not have a script. I should at times, but I do not.
What's your next topic going to be about?
You know what? Honestly, the topic is generally really just based on whoever I'm talking to. Like tomorrow, I got one of my coworkers, my man Bill, coming in, and he's a conservative liberal. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, he's on somewhere, but he's an Army vet. You know what I mean? He's a former Army medic. You know what I mean? Forensic dude. So it's going to be interesting to talk to him. And that'll be live. He's actually coming in studio, so I'll try this 2-camera system again. And because you know what the problem with the 2-camera system that I'm discovering is editing it is a task. But what I was trying to do was get 2 things of audio, 2 things of video. What I realize is I don't have to do all that when the mics I have are really good and can pick up both sides of the conversation, and I can record it just as an audio file as well with the microphones I have. I didn't, just one thing is I'm still learning how to do this, and since I'm just doing it all myself, I'm just figuring it all out.
Sometimes that's what you gotta do. Just learn as you go.
Yeah. You know what I'm saying?
If you hold yourself back, you might not even start it. So,
exactly, man. And I think the first seasons, as I said, they're coming along. And as I keep doing them and as I upgrade my equipment, because that's really what I think is my next task. I need to upgrade my computer system to run a little bit more powerful. I need something a little bit more strong. And
I just want to say one more thing before
yeah.
The crazy thing about me being into fashion now was there was always a sewing machine in the house in Rockville.
Yep.
With grandma, but I never. Me being younger, I never looked at that sewing machine like, okay, one day, or just sewing period, like, oh, one day I'll see you again. I never thought I would be, doing this shit. It's crazy.
You know what's funny? That old Singer sewing machine was an antique, and it was a beautiful fucking machine, and I never learned how to use it. And a large part of that comes from that fear of being perceived as being girly and shit. Like, oh, so girls.
Yeah. Society, man.
Yeah, man. Society sucks.
Yeah,
society sucks, man. But I tell you what, I remember learning how to sew in camp, and it's something I still know how to do to this day. I can still hem some jeans. I can still.
Oh, I didn't even know that. I can still
sew up a little fucking thing. I ain't no seamstress or nothing. It's gonna be a little janky because I got one good eye, so it look a little weird in there, but I can do it.
You get it going.
I get it, man. And because I always, and the funny thing about me always was, it's weird. I remember sitting in the garage on 197, right? I used to sit in the garage because there was
the yellow house, y'all.
The yellow house. There was like 2 cars in there. It was like a BMW. There was like a BMW in there and another joint. And I used to sit in that BMW.
Oh, I must have not been born because I don't remember being.
Yeah, we left in there.
What year was that?
We left there in 93. So this would have been about 91, 92.
Who had a BM?
Yeah, we had like it was Jimmy's. He had parked it in there because it didn't work. But I used to sit in that shit and just read books and eat snacks, and that's how I passed my days when I didn't want to be found. Motherfuckers would be looking for me, and I'd just be sitting right there in the garage. Nobody ever thought to look at the garage.
You on a time limit right now? You got to speak with Merrick?
No. I'm
Oh,
chilling.
all right. I wanna ask you a couple of questions.
Sure.
All right. So from being a young age, right?
Mm-hmm.
What made you stick to the books? Like, I'm not gonna do all this dumb shit. I'm gonna stick to the books. Like, what made you like do that?
You know what? A large part of it probably is just I did not want to disappoint Gigi.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't want to disappoint Grandma, and I didn't want to disappoint myself. Um, I saw
You didn't do the shit that your brothers did.
precisely because I saw exactly what they did, and I saw how that carried them. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? And
No disrespect to them, because I love
listen,
them.
man.
But
Listen. If there's one thing I know, I'm always honest on this podcast, and I know they both watch this shit. You know what I'm saying? I'm honest. You know what I'm saying? And you know what I'm saying? And I know they both watch, and I do appreciate that. You know what I'm saying? And the truth is, I'm not. I saw that they lived in a way that just didn't seem right to me as a kid. And they're my older brothers, so you want to look up to your older brothers, but as I just got older and older, I realized that they just, as good as they were and as smart as they were, and as you know what I mean, in their way, they just weren't the type of people they didn't do the type of things that I wanted to emulate. And that's not to say I didn't try. I tried to sell weed, almost got killed.
I never heard this story. Okay.
Yeah, man. I tried to sell some weed and wound up fucking going over to Joey's house one weekend, and we wound up smoking it all, and I didn't get no money from the people who were supposed to give me the money. And the dude came
you pulled the Smokey from Friday.
Yeah, I pulled the Smokey from Friday because I was a stupid kid. This is when I was living on 222nd. Yeah, man. And that was, I tried. It didn't work out too well. It was dumb. That wasn't, and I realized at that point, that's not for me either.
You graduated. You definitely graduated.
Yeah, and it took me a little while.
I remember.
Yeah,
I was at your graduation.
Yes, you were. I still got the picture. but I didn't.
Oh, wait. Before you go on, let me just say this. Me being there, it helped me graduate.
Shit, man.
Because you was the last one before me to graduate.
Yeah. Yeah. You graduated from Springfield, and it's funny because I just found that picture that I took that day with my fucking Helio phone. I found that picture, and it's you, Grandma, Gigi, your moms, your pops, Zariah, little Destiny.
I don't even know how that nigga got there, but
he was there, man. He was there, man. But you know what? That was important for me to see too. I was proud of you, man, that you did it. You know what I'm saying? And I get that circumstances happened along the way to everybody, so I don't fault anybody for anything. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? But as I said, as I was coming up, it dawned on me that was something that was important to me. At least get the high school diploma.
But just to see somebody do it before me made me like, oh, I can do it because somebody in my family already did it.
Yeah, man. And
who was it before you?
Grandma? I guess Grandma. Yeah.
Crazy, right? Yeah. Yeah. That's what I'm trying to tell you. Like, nigga, like that shit is important for kids to see shit like that, man.
Well, I mean, but also my love of books comes from Grandma because I saw her reading, so I wanted to read, but I didn't want to read Cat in the Hat. I wanted to read what she was reading.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So I did. And then I got introduced to comic books. Rel introduced me to comic books. Rel and Richie and Kefram, they introduced me to comic books. And
yeah,
I loved, and now I have that balance of loving both forms of literature. I love fiction and I love comic books. I love good.
Do you write?
I still write. I'm still writing Breed, honestly. I'm just taking my sweet time about it because I'm sometimes, well, you know what happens? when I started doing this, I got kind of sidetracked into it. So I have to make a valid effort to set aside a day where I just write breed type shit. You know what I'm saying? So so I have to make my schedule in a way where I can do everything I need to do with this, and then transition into finishing that. Because once I can finish that first novel and we can get it published, I have no doubt in my mind that that's going to do very big things. Like I have no doubt in my mind, you know what I'm saying? And it's just honestly, it's just the act of writing it, and that's where I'm at with it. So yeah, I'm still writing that, and I've also developed a few other stories in my mind that I want to do at some point, but right now I'm focused on that one, and I love it. You know what I'm saying? Because B Vega and Dwayne have a great story that's going to do that I think is really going to touch a lot of different people in a lot of different ways. You know what I'm saying? Because one of my favorite things to write, because it's one of my favorite things to read, are strong female protagonists. You know what I'm saying? Like, so when you have
give me an example of a book like that.
Well, I mean, I guess one of the strongest female protagonists you'd probably know would be Wonder Woman. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Or, if we're and that's just the comic aspect, but let me say somebody like a Renee Montoya, you know what I'm saying? Or the Huntress, you know what I'm saying? Barbara Gordon, those types of women, like
Barbara Gordon,
those strong female protagonists who just use their grit, determination, brains, and wily wits to do what they do. You know what I'm saying? Like, I just like I love a good story, but when there's a good, strong female protagonist, I dig it. You know what I'm saying? So it's one of my favorite things to write. You know what I'm saying? And I draw a lot of the inspiration for not the characters themselves, but just my knowledge of those strong women that we know. And I use that as like inspiration when I'm crafting these characters. And then just all the other women that I've known throughout my life that I like that are really good and strong and powerful. You know what I'm saying? And I'm blessed to know a lot of them.
That's another reason why I'm doing my brand. Because women took care of me all my life, so it's my turn to take care of women.
Yeah, man. And it's funny. We didn't, you remember hearing "Stop Crying Like a Girl"?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, so what you tell the kid in that instant,
I used to be a fucking crybaby.
Me too. But what you tell a kid in that instant, number one, is
me too.
Not to process your emotions. That's funny. Not to process your emotions properly.
It sounded like you was crying just now.
You know what I'm saying? Like, me too. But no, like, you learn how to not to process your emotions properly, and in the same instant, you're subliminally telling the boy that women are weaker because they cry, because they're emotional. You know what I'm saying? And that's a terrible thing. Like, we don't realize that words and the energy that you put behind them matter a great deal. You know what I'm
Especially
saying?
For a kid.
Like, and that's and that's why I love language. That's why I love, the ability to speak and having the ability to know all these different words and different things, because it gives me things to talk about. You know what I'm saying? Because it's powerful.
That's a challenge. That's a good learning curve for parents as well. New parents, because your kids can't talk, so they deal with everything through emotion.
Right, they cry.
So you gotta speak differently to them.
Right.
So like when Prince cry, I always tell him this: "It's okay, Papa. Let it out." Always tell him that.
Yep.
Gotta cry. Let it out.
Yeah. Yeah. Because it allows you to process that emotion. You know what I'm saying? It gives you the ability to do that. Like, I ain't gonna lie, I'm still, to this day, I'm an emotional wreck. There are certain movies I can't watch.
You want to
I'm
hear something funny? You ever seen the video of Drake God's Plan?
No.
Me and Summer was watching it, and me and her both tearing up at the video, and I'm like, I feel a tears dropping from my eyes. Like, yo, what the fuck is going on? Like, what are you like? What's going on right now? Like,
Yo, you want to know
he
something?
he was giving money to people in the video. He was just doing mad positive shit, and that
Yeah.
shit just hit me like, wow, like
Yeah.
I don't know, that shit made me mad emotional.
Yeah,
I'm just
no,
like, what the
I
fuck's
feel
going
you.
on?
You know what's funny? What was I watching the other day? It was I forget. It was one of it wasn't a it was a DC movie. I think it was I was watching Justice League, and
Oh, which one?
the
A new one, or
the 4 hour shit.
oh, it's a new one. Okay.
No, the movie, the Zack Snyder shit on HBO Max. I watched it. I finally watched.
Oh, you're not talking about. I thought you were talking about the animated one.
No. I'm that's on my list. I haven't watched that yet.
You never watched Flash? Well,
I watched
accidentally watched
Flashpoint
it, sorry.
Paradox. I watched
Okay,
that. Yeah, I've seen that.
that's my
But
favorite one.
mine actually, my favorite joint of the DC animated joints is, I want to say.
Oh no. That's not my favorite one.
Just,
I'll wait for you to.
I want to say Justice League Dark, followed by Justice League Doom, the one where they use which is based on Tower of Babel, where they use Batman's plans to take out the Justice League. That shit is to me. That's just.
Oh, I never seen that one.
Oh yeah, man. That's good. That's a good one.
My favorite one is Batman versus Robin, him and his son.
Yes. Oh, that and Bad Blood is dope too.
A Bad Blood is what's my dude name? Red something.
That's the one with Batwoman, Batwing, Nightwing.
Yeah. Jason Todd.
Yeah. And they just, but what I seen was, he was, I forgot what it was he did, but it basically, to me, I'm like, yo, that's the stuff of heroes. And I remember a tear dropping, like, yeah, man. Shit, like I can't, like, yo, honestly, there's certain songs I can't listen to. Like Eminem's Headlights, can't listen to that song. Love the song, can't listen to it.
I understand.
Ever since DMX passed, that first the convo from It's Dark and Hell is Hot, that shit makes me cry. Yeah, man, like it's just, and mind you, I'm not a religious guy in any way, you know what I'm saying? In any way, I like, for the most part, I guess most people would say that I am a pagan. I'm a proud pagan. So you know what I'm saying?
What's pagan? I never heard that.
Well, okay, so here's the thing, right? Christmas is known as the birth of Jesus, right? Okay, but that's not true. Because if Jesus were indeed a person that existed, he probably would have been born sometime in the spring or fall. You know what I'm saying? Depending on, time of that. But you'd also have to realize that it would probably take them three wise asses about that long to get to him from where they were. You know what I'm saying? So, but that could line up fine. But basically what they did was they took two pagan rituals to create Christmas. So you have one that was called Saturnalia, and then you have the Winter Solstice Festival. And they basically combined those two to create Christmas. Because, you got to think about it. December 25th didn't exist.
I know.
December 25th didn't exist back then. We used the Gregorian calendar. The Gregorian calendar wasn't made for some thousands of years later. You know what I'm saying? So there was no December 25th back then. You know what I'm saying? So how could you know what day he specifically... You understand what I'm saying?
Oh, yeah, true.
And these are the reasons why I be looking at religion like, yeah, that don't make no sense, but okay, good for you, buddy.
Not people believe.
Yeah, no, I know. Listen, what I always say is this. If you find fellowship and in your faith, and you find love and peace and prosperity in your faith, that's awesome. That's what you know what I'm saying? Like the Bible, if that book gives you a sense of peace and what and that's awesome. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
I find it to be a very interesting book. It's great to, it's a great read, a lot of contradictions. And, but I also think that it was written by people who didn't really have a great understanding of everything. You know what I'm saying? So you look at like
And they can because they wasn't even alive to even understand.
this is what I'm saying. Like, and then of course we also know that the books that are in there were chosen by the kings and wise men of the time. So not everything went in. It's not a historical text. Like I think the Quran is probably the most historical text as far as those go. I'm not 100% on that. If somebody would like to fact check me on that, please do. But to my knowledge, I think that's the most historically accurate as far as that goes. Now, again, that's subjective in and of itself, but that's just, what I can understand. But the truth is, since we don't know, because nobody was there, I don't worry about it. You know what I'm saying? I choose to just live life with love. And I figure, you know what? If God is love and I'm loving, then shit, I'm doing what God should want me to do.
Yeah, no matter what your religion.
Right.
I'm going to show you love regardless.
Right. You know what I'm saying? I don't care what it is that you practice, what you faith. I don't care who you vote for. I don't none of that matters to me.
See, but that's the thing though. Like, I feel like in today's society, if you don't agree with the masses, everybody looking at you like you bugging out.
That's that cancel culture shit that I'm not.
We here to think for ourselves. We're supposed to think for ourselves.
Right. And it's like you're not allowed to just think for yourself anymore. You have to form a hive mind with everybody else. You have to follow the crowd in their thoughts and everything. And that doesn't work. You know what I'm saying? Because it doesn't.
Don't work for me because I've never been one to follow the fucking crowd.
Nah, man. I follow my crew. That's it, man. But for the most part, I still just do me, man. And I don't follow trends. I don't. Well, maybe I am a little bit with hosting a podcast, but you know what? But it dawned on me a long time ago, like, yo, Frank, you're not gonna be a rapper, sir. So
what made you want to get into podcasting?
Honestly, okay, so in 2019, like late 2019, mid 2019, I got into listening to watching like clips of Bill Maher on YouTube, like the politically incorrect shit. I mean, real time with Bill Maher. So I got into watching those clips, right? And then so I'm, one day I'm sitting there, I'm smoking a joint, and I'm playing I think I was playing Grand Theft Auto 5 or some shit. And I'm sitting there, I'm driving around listening to music, and I'm listening to this episode. And then the next clip up was the Joe Rogan podcast with featuring Bill Maher. It was a clip. So I'm like, so in the back of my mind, I'm like, Joe Rogan, who the fuck is Joe Rogan? Wait, I know Joe Rogan, the Fear Factor dude. He got a podcast? Oh shit, okay. And so I'm I sat there and I listened to him with Bill Maher. You know what I'm saying? And then I was like, oh, I found it really interesting. And then the next video up was the full episode. And I sat there, Butta, I swear to God, I'm sitting there, I'm playing Grand Theft Auto, but I haven't moved. I'm in the car listening, like with the music on and shit. And I turned the music off because I'm just sitting there holding up traffic, listening to this podcast or while I'm watching it. You know what I'm saying? But I'm listening to it and I'm just hearing him talk and hearing the questioning. And I'm
what's some keywords that stuck out to you? Or some phrases?
Well, they were talking about
quotes.
Well, okay. So initially they were talking about, because Bill Maher, Bill Maher used to be a stand-up comic, so they talked about that a little bit, and then they were talking about how easy it is to get canceled for the most innocuous shit. You know, Bill Maher was talking about how he's great friends with Ann Coulter, who is as conservative as they come, but that's one of his best friends. And he's like, I don't understand why people can't understand why she's my friend. And I don't care who she votes for or what she thinks politically. She treats me nice. You know what I'm saying? Like, and Bill and Joe Rogan, who has, you know, he's like, yeah, people think I'm a conservative Republican, but I'm not. I'm like, my parents were hippies. I'm massively liberal. You know what I'm saying? But I also believe in the Second Amendment, and I believe in, you know what I'm saying, in hunting for your food. And so that right there sparked in me, because I had always, and the funny shit is I have a book up here about shotgunning, and the first gun I bought was a shotgun. I bought that book back in like 2002. You know what I'm saying? And the first gun I bought was a shotgun. I didn't even remember that I had bought that book, but I've always wanted to hunt. You know what I'm saying? When I play Skyrim, I love using the bow and arrow. I've always wanted to bow hunt, but hearing him talk about hunting sparked in my mind, like, yeah, that's something I want to learn how to do. You know what I'm saying? And then, you know, he's smoking pot on the podcast, and he's got good whiskey, and he's just talking and these are things that I'm into. Like, I smoke pot, I like whiskey, I love listening to fucking, and that's how I got introduced to the Joe Rogan podcast. And from there, I got introduced into several others. So now we're in the pandemic. So fast forward, I'm just listening to those, you know, him. I'm listening to Joey Diaz joint. I'm listening to Bert Kreischer. I'm listening to Whitney Cummings. I'm listening to Nikki Glazer. I'm listening to my homegirl Lourdes. She got a podcast coming out. Like, I'm listening to the Joe Budden's podcast now. Like, I'm, you know, hearing that Charlemagne's joint, the Flagrant joint with Andrew Schultz. I'm just, and I found
Drink Champs.
Drink Champs. Oh my God, yo, Drink Champs is one of my favorite fucking shows. Oh my fucking God, because Nori is nuts.
and he from Queens.
Yeah, man. Iraq, man. Word up. But I, as I'm listening to all these and I'm watching them, and because initially I didn't realize that a podcast is only audio. Like, normally it's just audio. It's people are only listening. Joe Rogan had started putting his full episodes on YouTube. You know what I'm saying? So I guess in a way, I wanted to emulate that in a way. Now, when I was up here, the first year I was here, I was hosting that. I was co-host on the podcast, the Foundation 101 Presents the Black Code. Shout out to them. And I love doing that. You know what I'm saying? But it was a panel. It was 4 guests, or sometimes we'd have 3 guests or three of us, and then a guest would come in. And, you know, I enjoyed it. We talked about some dope shit, but what I found was the guests didn't always get a chance to fully express themselves. Or I'm one of those people, like, I come from the old school of watching Johnny Carson and David Letterman and Jay Leno and Conan O'Brien and all these different people interview people. I watched James Lipton interview people on Inside the Actor Studio. Like, I remember watching game shows, fucking Chuck Woolery and Pat Sajak and Alex Trebek and all those things I grew up watching. You know what I'm saying? Fucking Bob Barker on The Price is Right. You know what I'm saying? I remember watching soap operas with my, like, so so all these things. It's just media. I've always wanted to do something in media. You know what I'm saying? I've always wanted to be in front of a camera or behind a camera. Either way, I'd have been happy. You know what I'm saying? But I realized that I just love doing photography because I love to do it. And I don't care about getting paid for it, because I was never very good at that. And quite frankly, I didn't enjoy doing it for money. I just like taking pictures. You know what I'm saying? So I'm not going to charge somebody for something I just enjoy doing. I'll do it for free. I don't give a fuck. Like, we good. Don't worry about it. Like, but I wanted to do something. So I filmed an episode of what I called Just to Be Frank at the time with my boy, Chef Z. And it was a dope little episode. You know what I'm saying? I felt like it went well because it was just me and him, and I had a sounding board to go off of, which is why I'm currently looking for a co-host, honestly. But I enjoyed the dynamic of just interviewing somebody and having them having a long form conversation.
Mm-hmm.
And what I had always heard was, well, no, nobody's going to sit there for 2 hours and listen to just two people talk. Nobody's going to listen to somebody talk for 3 hours. And then I found the Joe Rogan podcast, and I damn sure sat there for 3 hours straight. And then I look at the views on those 3 hour joints, and they're in the millions. And I'm like, well, obviously there are people who will sit there and watch for 3 hours or listen for 3 hours.
That's all we do in the hood is sit and talk.
It's sit and talk.
It's the same shit.
Like it's just the same shit. That's what I say. Like, yo, this is just a place where I can talk to my friends and family and just be comfortable. You know what I'm saying? I could be myself here. You know what I'm saying? Although for legal purposes, Frank Starfire is the owner and operator of this shit. Frank Oglesby works in the real world. But I enjoy the dynamic of being able to just interact with different people and talk to my friends and family and just engage and just catch up. Honestly, that's always just fun. And to do it and put it out there for the world to see, that's even more awesome. You know what I mean? So
the views are coming.
Listen, you know what? The truth is, I'm looking at this as a long-term thing. Like, I know this ain't going to be no quick overnight flip unless somebody decides to cancel me for some reason and throws me in the spotlight, in which case, bring it on, bitch. But and that bitch is for anybody, male, female. I can fuck everybody's bitch. But but you know what I'm saying? I don't care. Like, because my thing is, in order for somebody to cancel me, I'd have to give a shit about things. I don't. You know what I'm saying? Like, I can honestly say in my depressed state, I did some probably weird shit, going to weird sex parties and shit. And back in the days, like, I did some crazy shit when I was depressed, but I'm honest about it. And quite frankly, I don't give that many fucks about it. You know what I'm saying? I'm safe. I'm good. I'm healthy. I escaped unscathed. You know what I'm saying? So, and I realized, like, that was not who I wanted to be. And I realized, like, but I also used to be, largely misogynistic, mainly because of the way we were raised. Like, yo, women, like, but then I started, as I got older, it dawned on me, like, yo, you know what? That doesn't make any sense. Like, things just started to click into place. And then once I stopped using fluoride, everything else just started to fall into place. And that's when I really started to recognize the energy flow, the ebb and flow of energy in the world and everything. Like, that chakra opened up. And it was, I'll tell anybody, man, while I might have trouble meditating, I have no problem projecting the thoughts. I love my dreams now because I can remember them. They're very vivid. They're sometimes very scary. But I think your dreams are your tap into the multiverse. Like, your subconscious mind is what's using your dreams, and DMT, dimethyltryptamine, which your pineal gland, I think, produces, aids in that. You know what I'm saying? So I think psychedelics are a wonderful thing. I think everybody should at least try shrooms. I plan on it. You know what I'm saying? Try some shrooms.
Don't.
Yeah, so no, psychedelics are fine. Just be safe, be smart. You know what I mean? Know what you're doing. And the most important thing anybody will ever tell you is be positive. When you go into it, be positive. Just enjoy it. Like, I watched Post Malone on the Joe Rogan podcast. They was microdosed on shrooms for 4 hours. They talked for 4 hours, and they were hilarious. You know what I'm saying? But psychedelics, I think, are what I think think about it like this, right? If our ancient hominid brethren, like Neanderthals or whatever came before us, like the first before we evolved to this, you know what I'm saying? You know how they say, oh, they ate this and they gained thought, you know what I mean? All right, that sounds good, but what say maybe they was knuckle dragging through the forest and they was hungry and they came upon this patch of fucking mushrooms and started eating and they started tripping balls and they wake up some 10 hours later because they didn't know how not to eat as many as they could. They come out of it later on like, yo, what the fuck was that? Hey, wait, yo, what are these? What is this in my why do I know what this is? What the fuck is what? Like, you know what I'm saying? So imagine like what makes I always think of it like this. What makes more sense that Moses went up on a mountain and a bush started burning and spoke to him, or he went up on a mountain, maybe ate that bush and started tripping and was like, yo, y'all ain't gonna believe what God just said to me. You know what I'm saying? That makes sense to me. You know what I'm saying? Now, I don't know if that's fact or not. I have no idea. But it makes more.
It sounds like something a high nigga would say.
It really does. But if you think about it, it makes way more sense than he went up on the mountain, came down looking old and haggard. You know what I'm saying? Like, and had 2 stone tablets that were perfectly etched, and that took time. Like he did that himself. He was high. Oh. Word up, man. And but I think about those things, and again, I don't know if they're true. Maybe aliens had something to do with it. I don't know. Maybe aliens. Anything's possible.
Man, I feel like if the shit could happen in a movie, the shit could happen in real life.
Exactly. You know what I'm saying? Because nothing is out of the realm of possibility. Like I think about things like the Loch Ness Monster, right? Mm-hmm. Well, what if the Loch Ness Monster is just a plesiosaur that was in a freshwater basin and managed to survive throughout the ages in that water? The plesiosaur was a dinosaur. It wouldn't be so far-fetched. They eat algae and shit. You know what I'm saying? They weren't like carnivores, I don't believe. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? So, damn, it's been a while since I studied dinosaurs, but as far as I remember, they're not carnivores. They might be omnivores. They might eat both, but it's not so far-fetched.
From your favorite subject in school was science?
I didn't have a favorite subject per se. If anything, I would probably say English, just because it involved reading.
Oh, yeah.
But I loved history. I always loved social studies. I loved history. I loved science, but I wasn't very good in practice of it in school because they didn't let us play with the chemicals or do dissections and things. Like there was none of the stuff I ever saw on TV did I ever get to do. So that shit pissed me off. Like school wasn't fun for me. So but history I always liked, but I didn't like, but even back then I recognized that what they were teaching us may not have been the full story. Like, we grew up with they went west and, faced many hardships and struggled through it and But they didn't talk about all the motherfucking Native Americans they killed along the way, or you know what I'm saying? They didn't talk about that. I got that from outside of school, you know what I'm saying? Or unless you had a really good teacher that was willing to give you that information.
Man, fuck that. I don't get how they have us in school and don't teach us our own history. Well, I mean, I'm not saying how they don't teach us, but that's crazy that's not in the school curriculum.
It's not, because you got to remember when they in enslavement, they took your history from you. You didn't have a name, you didn't have a background anymore. You were property. So all that was gone. Like we didn't have any history. So, but luckily we did have griots and we had people who did survive and get away. And we had people who remembered these things and passed those stories down and then taught themselves how to read or learned how to read and write and wrote down these things and passed it along from generation to generation. And those stories are very important. You know what I'm saying? But I remember I learned a lot of our history from camp. Same Presbyterian Church, St. Albans Vacation Bible School Day Camp. You know what I'm saying? I learned a lot from there. You know what I'm saying? A lot of our history from there because
it's vital for us to know it.
It was vital for us to know it. And I think I'm very fortunate that I also see my pops passed away when I was a young kid. My grandpops passed away when I was really young. Like before you were born, I think Gigi's husband passed. So for me, I didn't get a chance to ask even from mommy and Gigi, I didn't get to ask the questions that I want to ask now. And now it's too late and nobody knows the history like that. You know what I'm saying? Like your mom knows some, you know what I'm saying? But even Aunt Bibby's gone. And, there's nobody left that I know of that knows the story of us. You know what I'm saying? So with that in mind, what I try and do is just, I remember
somewhere.
I mean, listen, I've got paper, I've got Gigi's grandpa's diplomas and shit. They're on like papyrus and all that. I actually have the diplomas for Julius Caesar Bryant. So I have that. I've got photo albums here. I know your mom has some of the
what's what were the careers like? Like what were they doing?
Well, okay, so I don't know what he did, but I know he got his degree from I forget what university, but like I said, I have all his diplomas and doctorates. So obviously he was a very learned individual. You know what I'm saying? I know Gigi was a social worker. That's what she did. And
service work.
And Grandpa Coombs, he ran he was the vice president of OTB when he passed, or he had just retired from that because I guess he was the vice president of OTB.
Wow.
So that's why, like, he retired a few months prior to him passing.
That's how Grandma got the plug-in?
Well, no, well, maybe, I guess, yeah. Yes, I never thought of it like that. But yeah, you think about it, yes, nepotism played a part in that, I'm sure. But no, because you know what? Grandma could do trigonometry in her head for fun. She did calculus in her head for fun.
Math.
Like
math.
I don't math very well. She was like a fucking savant at that shit. And it always surprised me that like Rel's good at math. Like Rel is good at math. You know what I'm saying? I could never grasp it. That's why I put my head through that window. But I could never grasp math. Like it just never clicked in my brain in a way. But
yeah, that's not my strongest either.
Nah, but I do love history and I do love science. And
yeah, science is the one for me.
But it's funny. I remember Trev is the one that introduced me to science because he used to have this it was like a chemistry set. You probably can't buy these things anymore, but it was a chemistry set that came with like 30 different chemicals. And they were actual chemicals, and they gave you instructions and taught you how to do different shit with the different chemicals and what you could mix and what you couldn't. And of course, you could always experiment, but sometimes you might lose some eyebrows or something. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You might invent the spider serum, spider serum with some crazy shit that you probably shouldn't, But that's how I got introduced to science. He took these chemicals and made a volcano on a tin can. And I was so amazed by that. Like, oh shit, like, yo, that's molten fucking shit. And wow, but that made me want to read the encyclopedia and then read more books. So, but those were the things that I wanted to emulate from them. You know what I'm saying? But just everything else kind of just didn't factor into me. So I met I'd met Joey and Justin when I was like 3 or 4, you know what I'm saying? So I'd known them, we was at camp. I always knew them dudes. But then when I met, like Vega and Dwayne and V and Lance and,
Mhm.
Greg.
This is junior high when you met them?
Huh?
Junior high when you met
Well,
them?
I met
Or high
Joey and
school?
Justin when I was about 4 or 5. I met Vega and them when I was like maybe 14, 15.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Like I had just started going to Jack when I met Vega and them and Jamal and all them. Like I met all them around the same time, but that's my, regarding your Space and Jason, like these, that's my clan, man. Like, and don't and I'll say it, man. Like those are the brothers that I grew up with. You know what I'm saying? Like my brothers, they got me to the point where I could just and I guess I always wanted to venture out on my own anyway, but they got me to the point where I could and I felt comfortable being myself around them. Like you know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
But over time, I recognize like, yo, you know what? I've probably always known these guys in every existence that I've had. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like even you, like we're family in this existence. You know what I'm saying? So that means so that would tell me that in some respect, in another existence, we definitely were still family. You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying? Like I like that energy is still that energy pattern is connected. It's
That's
interwoven.
bloodline.
Yeah, man, it's interwoven into our joint. So I think that no matter what lifeline, what existence, what timeline, whatever we go through, I'll always know a Butta, whether or not that's the name or not. That
Hmm.
spirit energy will recognize each other, and
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying. And that's there's no, and I don't know if that's science, spiritual, or metaphysical. I don't know what that is, but
It could
that's
be a
how
little bit of everything.
right. And that's what I believe. Everything is real because everything is possible. You know what I'm saying?
Hell yeah.
Because we don't know.
We don't know. We
Just
don't know.
don't know. You know what I mean? And the truth is, I'm okay with not knowing. I'm okay with that. You know what I'm
Certain
saying?
things we're not supposed to know.
Yeah, man. Like I think if too much knowledge would drive you crazy. That
Yeah.
level of touching the stars type shit, like,
You're gonna be lonely.
yeah,
Very
man.
lonely.
It's funny. I remember somebody asked me, Dwayne always asked me shit, would you rather be a vampire or a werewolf? And I'm like, I don't know. Like, I guess both are sort of immortal, but I guess the ultimate question is, would I want to be immortal? And I don't know if I would want that. I don't think I'd want to be the last thing walking on earth. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't think I'd enjoy that.
Hmm.
And I think you'd go
Interesting.
mad eons before that happens.
That's interesting.
Yeah, man. Like, so I don't know, man. So I'd probably go with werewolf, and if we go by the traditional vampirismic shit, probably can't have sex as a vampire. So yeah, werewolf it is for me. Werewolf for me. Yeah, that's what we're
That's
talking
funny.
about this season, baby.
So, all right, my next question is we're gonna stay stuck on school. So how was your transition in high school from freshman to senior year?
Well, I did my freshman year at 72.
Oh,
I did ninth grade at 72. Hold on one second. I had to spit. I did my ninth grade at 72. So I almost didn't make it out of there, honestly, because and now I recognize, with all that I had going on at home, it was a little hard to focus on fucking schoolwork and shit. You know what I'm
yeah,
saying? It's a little hard to
yeah.
focus on that when you're worried about the next ass whooping you're gonna get for no goddamn reason. You know what I'm saying? Like, so, that's neither here nor there. But
Boot camp at its finest.
yeah, man. But once I got out of 72, I did graduate. I buckled down. I started just because you know what it was? I talked to all my teachers. That's the first time I really sat there and actually talked to teachers and saw them as something other than just the boring person standing in front of the room.
Hmm.
You know what I'm saying? And I explained to them like, yo, there's, I've got, a lot of different things going on in my own head. I'm trying, and then the other thing was I didn't have glasses, so I couldn't see shit on that damn board or anything at any time. So that was my main struggle throughout elementary and junior high school, was being able to just see the board. You know what I'm saying? Not understanding why I'm squinting and have headaches at the end of the day all the time because I'm squinting and trying to see, you know what I'm saying? Like I didn't understand that, So, but I got through 72, finished in the 9th grade there, and then became a sophomore at Jack. Jack. Now, I initially was supposed to go to Jamaica, but I somehow finagled my way onto a school visit to Jack. I just wanted to get out of school for the day, basically. But I somehow finagled my way onto the trip. And when I got there, we went to the auditorium, we came out, and it was like in the middle of the period. As I'm walking through the hall with everybody, I see this nigga Joe. I'm like, yo, Joe Vaughn. He's like, oh shit, what up, Frank? What's going on? Yo, you coming in? Like, you know what I mean? Like, cool as hell. Perfect. You know what I'm saying? So, like, yeah, this is where I'm coming. Like, you know what I'm saying? All the girls is already eyeing me because they know I know this pretty boy motherfucker, so I'm good. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, so it works. And, but initially it was kind of hard. Because I was basically at that point. Now, when I first started at Jack, I was still living with y'all up on 158th behind God Brook. And that's where, so I was coming from over there, and then I still had to make sure I got home to y'all in time to, you know what I'm saying, to make sure y'all can get in the crib and all that and weren't left alone, So, which honestly at that point was kind of moot. Dominique was cooking, like, like very early there. But it is what it is. You know what I'm saying? Your mom's always your mom's is probably the one sibling I know that always understood me. You know what I'm saying? Like she understood that she's always understood that I was quirky. And I've always loved your mom for that. You know what I'm saying? Like, because she gave me the ability in the room to kind of just be myself, to say all the random wacky shit that was on my brain. And you know what I'm saying? Like,
you're the baby bro.
Yeah, man. So that helped tremendously, especially with me when I, got in high school. Now I'm in the school that she used to go to. You know what I'm saying?
So growing up, right? Because I don't even know the answer to this. So you would talk, y'all would talk? Like you would tell her your problems and stuff like that?
Not so much that I would tell her my problems, but I didn't have to limit myself around her to the degree, like I wasn't afraid to say what was on my mind to her.
You wasn't annoying.
No, to her I wasn't. I mean, sure, I could pester her, of course, but that's a baby brother thing, no matter what. But she let me express myself, you know what I'm saying, in a way that nobody else really did. And, she allowed me to, like, shit, she introduced me to music through New Edition. You know what I'm saying? That's kind of some of the first music I really remember hearing was my sister playing Count Me Out all the fucking time. Like, all the fucking time. Nonstop. Rewind the tape. Rewind the tape. Rewind the tape. You know what I'm saying? Like, but she introduced me to that. Trevor introduced me to hip hop with, he came in the house one day rapping EPMD's You Gots to Chill. Yeah, he came in with You Gots to Chill and that shit, just because I'd always had this thing about words. So when he said the word schizoid, I was so enamored with that word. Like, what that's an amazing word. It has a Z in it. How do you like that? You know what I'm saying? That's how I used to think about things like, yo, that's an amazing word. I like that. Schizoid. Why? And then Video Music Box became part of the rearing, you know what I'm saying? And then, and then of course we from Hollis, Queens, so Run DMC right down the block, and Russell Simmons is from there, and you know what I'm saying, and LL Cool J is on Farmers, and you know this like all this. I'm growing up in this and not realizing the history that I'm partaking in. You know what I'm saying? But this is the mentality that I go into Jack with, along with my deep-seated fear of pretty much everything. But the very first day I went up there, like it was the day before the first day of school. And I went to go grab my schedule and all that. This is the first time I had taken the bus over there by myself and, you know, all that type of shit.
Oh, so this is basically your introduction into the world.
Yeah, man. And I went up there and I met Justin up there because he was trying to get transferred from Jamaica into Jack and they wouldn't let him do it. So I met him and his mom's up there. I got him on my shit. I'm starting the next day. Like the next day is the first day of school. So I'm like, cool. But he's like, yo, I'm gonna take you to my boy Jamal crib. So he's, you know, so his mom's rest in peace, to Javin. He was still a baby at the time. She took him back to the crib or whatever. And me and Justin went over to Jamal's house, and that's how I got introduced to Jamal over there on 202 in Linden. And that was history. Like that introduction there spawned everything that I became and everything that I was. You know what I'm saying? Like that. And so the truth is, I didn't do very well initially in school because I was always cutting school, going to Jamal crib. You know what I'm saying? I remember dating this girl, Lisa, at the time. And, you know, me and her broke up on bad terms and that didn't work out. And mind you, there was another girl who wanted me. She like, Lisa was a senior, I think. V was like, she was a sophomore, I guess, like me, or maybe a junior. I'm not entirely sure, but she took a liking to me and she wanted me. And I, you know, I chose to do the right thing and not break up with Lisa for her. And then that ended poorly either way. And, you know, it is what it is, but I learned a lot in school. And then eventually, like I kind of started going more sort of like I'd go in, I'd kick it with the teachers, you know, because that was one thing. I always liked the teachers. I always, you know, like to talk to the teachers after that, you know what I mean? So, and they had the coffee machine in the teacher's cafeteria, and that was the only way I was going to get coffee. So, so I would do that, and they would, you know, there were 3 teachers in Jack that really helped me, aside from the guidance counselor, Ms. Kite. There was Frank Sweeten, who was history. He was like a social studies teacher. There was Elizabeth Gilbert. She was the English teacher. And then there was Sabrina Arjun. She was also an English teacher when Miss Gilbert left. And those 3 teachers really, I guess they helped me to transition into a better person, decide to start doing better for myself. And it was a slow process because I was stubborn. You know what I'm saying? I liked cutting school and I liked not being there, but I remember when I got jumped outside of Jack and half my lip got kicked off when I got back to school.
I remember that.
Yeah. And I remember when I got back to school, that was like big talk type shit, and the teachers were concerned and everything, and I was like, yeah, man, you know, it is what it is. Like, but I gotta get the fuck out of here. Like, I gotta start getting, you know, buckling down and get the fuck. So I basically went through almost like 3 years or 3 years as almost still a sophomore. But what I did was I would still maintain some credits in certain classes, like English I was really good in, social, like history and all that, because those would be like early morning classes, and then after lunch was when I would usually leave, and that's when I had math and gym and, you know, all the shit I didn't want to do. So so that's when I would leave, you know what I'm saying? And
funny.
You know, and that was how I did it. But then by then I had moved over to 222nd, so I just started making a conscious effort to wake up and get to school. Greg would wake me up, or Dollar would wake me up. We'd wake up, I'd smoke a blunt, and then I'd go to school. Like, so, you know what I'm saying? Because that was the thing. I wanted to smoke weed. I just wanted to chill and smoke weed. So they was like, nah, man, fuck it. We going to just blaze up and then go to school, man. And then when you get out, we just blaze more. Like, and that got me into that habit. Like, all right, cool. I don't have, and then of course I found people in school who sold weed and found places in school to smoke it.
Smoke
So
weed,
yeah, so it was like, okay, well, fuck it. I'm just gonna do it.
I could go to school now.
Yeah, like fuck it, I'll just do that. Shit, what the fuck? All right, cool.
That's funny. That's funny as hell.
Yeah, man. And but that was the way I did it. And then I started to do some cool shit. Like Mr. Stevens got me into the Model UN. So I started doing Model UN, like, and I got to do forensic science because, again, I didn't want to do chemistry because they wouldn't let me play with the chemicals and shit. So I was like, yo, is there any way that I could? So Miss Kite finagled a way for me to get my credit for that science from the different school that was in there from law and government, and I could take forensic science with them. So I took that, and I loved it. You know what I'm saying? Miss Cohen, great teacher. You know what I'm saying? And that's the one thing, like, I remember the good teachers. Fred Welfare was actually a really good science teacher. You know what I'm saying? What I didn't realize at the time about Mr. Welfare was that he was going through a lot of shit. You know what I'm saying? But he still came to school and tried to teach people, tried to teach
kids. As kids, we tend to forget that.
We don't
tend to forget that. We just don't want to. We rude. We mad rude to the teachers.
Right. And to this day, you know what I'm saying? If I could see him now, you know what I'm saying? I hope he's still teaching, and I hope he's still teaching people proper shit. And because he was actually a really good science teacher, man. And but I also think about that in terms of like, okay, so I want to graduate. So I was supposed to graduate in 2000. I graduated in 2002, but by 2000, I basically only had to get like a few more credits for me to graduate. So I started doing the things, and then I started helping Terrell out, my homegirl Terrell. And I started helping her out. And that made me want to go to school more as well, because I wanted to help her out. And then of course, she was just mad cool, and it was just a good spiral effect of everything. And I definitely credit her with helping me to get out of there, and I graduated, man. I didn't have the best grade point average. My grade point average definitely did not reflect my actual level of intelligence, but
same here.
But it is what it is. I don't worry about that. That's a periphery thing. Like some people, and that's another reason why I didn't choose to go to college. I thought about it. I used to think about college, but then once I learned what student loans were and how that was going to function and all that, I was like, you know what? Fuck that. Not burdening.
But that's the thing though, because that shit came back to bite me in the ass when I did try to get into official school. They was like, nah, your GPA from high school, nah. So that shit do come back to bite you in the ass.
Yeah, your permanent record.
If you choose to go that, to go that route.
Right. You know what I'm saying? Now, the truth is, I think if they, once I get into any interview, I can overcome anything. Like they're going, you'll hear me and be like, okay, all right. So obviously,
that's true.
And I'll tell anybody like, yo, but the funny shit is, I finally figured out the cheat code to our names. Our names sound super white on paper. Like my name is Francis Lewis Oglesby. Like that, you see that on the resume, you're like, top notch guy. I walk in with some dreads or a fro, you like, wait, what? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like all our names are very super cheat code. You know what I'm saying? But they work.
Yeah. That's true.
Yeah, man. But that was it, man. Transitioning in was easy enough because I had friends there. And I had a genuine thirst for knowledge, but I learned early on the New York City public school system was not the place to get it.
Nah, that shit sucks.
You know what I mean? It's not, again, it's not that it sucks. It's that honestly, every state should not have their own way of teaching. Every state should not have their own curriculum. You know what I'm saying? Like if we are the United States, that says to me that we should probably have one universal curriculum, and it should probably start at year 0. You know what I'm saying? Tell all history. We don't need, I ain't gonna lie, I don't think we need Black History Month. I think we should just teach Black history. Just teach history. And if you
Yeah.
start from where it's, you know what I'm saying? Just start it. Go there. We're fine. You know what I'm saying? Like, and just start with basic history and just go through the teaching. Teach us about Amerigo Vespucci, sure, but also teach us about Mansa Musa. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, yeah, sure, but tell the truth about Columbus. You know what I'm saying? Like, just be honest with the curriculum as far as
Got
that.
this nigga looking like a hero in the fucking history books, and this nigga ain't no hero.
No, at all.
This nigga's a villain the whole time. The nigga a villain.
Did he do something amazing? Sure. He found a new place, or not found, but he discovered a new place for his people that they didn't recognize, that they didn't know was there. That's a cool thing. Hey, discovery is awesome, but you shouldn't be able to claim that land as your own just because you showed up there and the people don't speak your language. You know what I'm saying? And that is the doctrine of discovery from Catholicism. The Catholic Church has something called the doctrine of discovery, which, paraphrasing, basically says that anywhere you go in the name of the Holy Church, if you find anyone there, you must convert them, and you can claim the land in the name of God, basically. You know what I'm saying? And that's some fucked up, wicked shit. Not with that. You know what I'm saying? Because it basically says, yes, you have free reign to find anywhere on this planet. Even if there are people there, you can claim that land as your own. And motherfuckers ran with that shit. And that's colonialism.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Now, is America a flawed democracy? Certainly. There are some problems. Definitely. There's no problem. No question about it. We have some issues. But I think deep-rooted issues, but I think that largely the people are good people. You know what I'm saying? It's
the system.
It's the systems that are in place. Yeah. It's the system that is in place. And if we could undo those systems and fix them and make them work in a way that they work for everybody, that's the United States. That's the world I want to live in. I don't want to live in a world where we live under nuclear threat from other people. I also don't want other people to live in the world where they have to worry about nuclear threat from us. Like that's
why the fuck these niggas got nuclear weapons flying around? Like, what are y'all doing?
Like
what are y'all really doing?
Listen, why would we need nuclear weapons? Like, honestly, like those will be the last.
It's not that serious.
We ever
not that
use.
Serious.
Yeah. And honestly, nukes should be utilized only if hostile alien forces arrive from outer space. That's it. That's what they should be used for. And you know,
on some Avengers and Justice League shit. Yeah.
And if we're being honest, you know, I think if there is aliens or beings from other worlds and they make it all the way here, I'd have to believe they're way more advanced than us, and our atomic bomb is probably just going to fuel their cells on their ship for 100 more billion years. So like, I don't think it's going to work, but it'll
be crazy.
Yeah, I read enough comic books to not have a good opinion of that. But yeah, man, but you know, I think school is not for everybody, but
I don't know.
But
remember me, third grade, second grade, I'm walking out of the school. I ain't like school.
Hey, listen, I stopped doing homework in the third grade. The reason I stopped doing homework in the third grade is because it dawned on me that I go to school for 8 to 10 hours out of my day, and I don't get paid for this shit. And then you want me to come home and do unpaid overtime. That's crazy.
I'm really only here because my mother gotta go to work.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
that's the only reason why we're here, because my mother gotta go to work. She got nobody to watch us.
You're just a really, really smart babysitter. But you know,
that's it. That's pretty much what it is.
But they were really good in their respects, and you know,
it's fun though, because you get to go on trips, you get to make friends.
Right.
You get to learn. You do get to learn. You don't learn what you need to learn. Well, the curriculum, you learn what you need to learn.
Listen, you learn things that help you, but I think the curriculum should be life lessons like, hey, how do you balance a checkbook? How do
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying? How do you apply for a credit? How does this affect your credit? How do you buy a home? How do you apply for a job? How do you apply for, you know what I'm saying? Like, these are things that you should learn in high school as much as because it got to a point where all they wanted to do is train you to take a test, basically. Your main goal is to pass the regents, and that's a stupid goal.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? That's a stupid goal.
Because
Like,
even in high school, there's like nobody's really talking to you. You have your guidance counselors, but they're not really asking you like, all right, well, what do you want to do? It's in life. They just asking you what college you want to go to. They're not really asking you the real shit.
right. A good guidance counselor is going to sit there and be like, all right, well, what is it that you like to do? What do you want to do? And because you're a kid, you're going to be like, I don't know. Like, I like to play video games. You know what I'm saying?
Speaking of guidance counselors, I cannot not say this. Kalina, she was actually a guidance counselor in Springfield.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah, and I don't know. It wasn't for that long, but it was long enough because I didn't know how much I needed her at the time. Like, she really helped me. Like, she fucking helped me like get over the hump. Because she never like, she'll talk to me, but she'll know like I'll still cut school, still be on my bullshit, but she'll never judge me. Right. She'll just be like, she'll talk to me calmly and nicely. You know, she's not yelling, judging.
Right.
So Kalina actually, yeah, she helped me a lot.
You know what's funny? That is something I remember most about Kalina. She was always calm, and she always had a smile on her face.
Still to this day.
Like always, like she was always so calm, and you felt calm around her. And I didn't know what that was at the time. I know now. Like, that was the energy she put out. Like, she put out enough energy to calm everybody the fuck down. Like, you never felt like rah-rah around Kalina.
Yeah.
I never felt afraid of her. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
and that was a vital time for me because I felt like I didn't have no guidance. I ain't really have nobody. I'm not gonna say I didn't have nobody to talk to. I didn't talk to nobody.
Right.
About that shit because the living situation.
Yeah.
Like everything, like shit was just crazy.
And I didn't know. And I didn't know back then how to say, yo, if you need to call me, man, just give me a call. It's nothing. Like, just give me a call.
Talk to me, man. But you're not that much older than me, so you going through your own shit as well. So it's like,
but you know what? I realize now, like, I went through everything I went through to make me strong enough to go through what would come later.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And it's only by that I realized, like, yo, the inner strength that I gained from all of that is a blessing. You know what I'm saying? Like, it sucked it sucked when it was happening, but it made me into somebody that I can look in the mirror and be like, yo, I'm proud of you. I'm proud of me. You know what I'm saying? You've crawled through the muck. You know what I'm saying? And you've come out of it the other end, and you're better for it. You know what I'm saying? And this is why that was the other reason why I like this podcast really spawned also from a book that I wanted to write called Just to Be Frank. It's basically a self-help book, but it's like just the things that I'm basically explaining the way I live my life through and try and maintain positivity. Like, I always look at all, the big picture and everything. You know what I'm saying? Like, I want to see the big picture. I want to see what exactly all the angles are going to be. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And that analytical thought process, I know, comes from Gigi, right? Because she was a social worker. So wanting to be able to help people, that comes from Gigi. You know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah.
she was somebody, and if you remember, Gigi wasn't somebody to get mad. She was always very cool and calm, and she had this again. She also had this calming spirit. Like even when she was mad, you wouldn't know it. She was just furious with you. You know what I'm saying? Like she had this such an even keeled temper. Like I think I heard her say the word shit one time, and that blew my mind. Like, whoa, Grandma, you know that word?
I knew she was lit when she had wine in her cabinet. I was like, oh, okay, Gigi.
She didn't drink it. Like, well, no, she would drink a wine spritzer every now and again, but all that liquor was for her club meetings. That was for her lush ass friends. Like, but she and there was like that bottle of scotch that grandpa had bought, and she never drank that shit. She didn't drink whiskey. And Aunt Bibby was a beer drinker. Aunt Bibby always liked beer. So that's why she kept beers in her fridge, because Aunt Bibby liked beer. But that I know that analytical part of me comes from her. And I know my grandma gave me my sense of social abilities. You know what I'm saying? The abilities to flit around like a social butterfly and engage with any and everybody. And you know what I'm saying? Like I got that from her. From my pops, I learned how to improvise and strategize. You know what I'm saying? And my grandpa, he taught me how to just be calm and enjoy the small things in life. A Klondike bar and a root beer. You know what I'm saying? Enjoy that shit. A Klondike bar and a root beer. Like, it's the little things. You know what I'm saying? And those are the things that I carry with me, and those are the things that I try and teach to people and share with people. You know what I'm saying? Like, yo, you're only inhibited. And I remember, I don't know, you went to 72, right? All right. I don't know if Mr. Lagon was still there when you went there.
Yeah, he was.
All right. So Mr. Lagon used to have this printout on his wall. It said, "You're not allowed to curse in my classroom. Can't is a curse word."
He was a mean teacher. I never had him, but he was mean.
Oh, no. You know what? I used to think the same thing. But Mr. Lagon taught me everything I know about photography, and he taught me everything I know about computers. You know what I'm saying? But I remember that on his wall. And that is that summed up exactly who he was. And to me, to this day, I carry that with me. Can't is a curse word to me. Don't you curse at me. Don't tell me you can't do something. You know what I'm saying? Have you tried? Well, don't tell me you can't do it unless you've tried. You know what I'm saying?
True.
Do you need help? Sure, I can accept that. I can accept that you may need help doing it. I can accept that you may need to be shown how to do it, but don't tell me you can't do it. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's because you basically, like I said before, words are weapons, words are spells. And even those words formed against yourself, those harm you too, because you take that into your spirit. You can't do this, you can't do that. Well, then that's how you go through the rest of your life. Like, yo, I can't do this, or I can't do that. Yo, fuck that. What can you do? You know what I'm saying? Like, yo, and that's how I approach it now. Like, yo, when I go to the fucking gym, it's not about what I can't do. What can I do? You know what I'm saying? Okay, I can't press 150 pounds. I can't press 100 pounds. All right, but hey, you know what? I can do this 85. Cool.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Maybe in the next month I could press 100.
Right. You know what I'm saying? Steady progression. And that's something that I like. I'm okay with that. I'm okay. And I'm okay with failure. I'm okay with failure. You know what I'm saying? Because you learn much more from failing at something than you ever learn from doing it right the first time. You know what I mean?
Why do you think self-love is not as popular as it need to be, as it should be?
Because, okay, so a part of me thinks because of the puritanical thought processes that equate self-love to self-flagellation, which is a nice, pretty way to say beaten off. But the truth is, I think not enough people were taught how to love themselves. You know what I'm saying? Not enough people were taught how to be okay with their flaws. You know what I'm saying? Like, it wasn't until I got okay with the idea that this eye goes this way all the time that I just was like, all right, well, that's just that. And now it's just something that I make jokes about it. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
I crack the jokes on it. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, you know, I only got the one good eye. I can't see you, girl. Going like,
If you pull a
you
B rabbit on yourself, can't nobody do it.
know what I'm saying? Like, you know, can't do it. You know what I mean? So it works out. And
Yeah.
you know, but I also recognize that, you know, I have other flaws. You know what I'm saying? I can be arrogant. I can be sometimes condescending. I can be rude at times. And mind you, these are not things that I mean to be, but
That's in all of us. So
yeah. And, but that also, listen, that's something that I think a lot of highly intelligent people have in common. We can come across as dicks, even if we don't mean to. You know what I'm
mhm.
saying? And that's one of those things that you just kind of have to temper. That's why I temper a lot of what I say with humor and joviality, because I don't want to come across as rude or condescending. You know what I'm saying?
See,
And
but
of course,
the crazy part about it is different for the people who actually know you,
right,
so they know where you coming from. Like they
right,
know it's not a place of bad energy and nothing like that.
right. You know what I'm
But for the
saying?
outsiders, it's like, oh nah, this nigga's crazy. Like what the
Right.
fuck?
And it's like, well, damn. But then they get to know me, and it's like, oh, okay.
Yeah, perception is crazy. Perception is crazy.
Perception is reality, but it's not until you
Hmm.
allow your perceptions to be altered that you discover the new things. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? So I look at people and I say it like this, like, yo, if you look at your neighborhood and all you see is the gutter, that's all it's ever going to be to you. But if you look at it and find the beauty in it, like think about the little small things that you see every day. Miss Johnson watering her flowers, and her flowers are in
Hmm.
bloom right now, and they always come in and they always look really, really pretty. You know what I'm
Hmm.
saying? Like it be those little things. You know what I'm saying? And that's just a hyperbole answer, but that it be those little things. If you can find that in it, you know what I'm saying? You know that every day around this time you go to the bus stop and you see the same beautiful young lady walk to the same bus stop with you, and y'all always smile at each other. But you know, it's those little interactions that
Hmm.
drive humanity forward. It's those little things, those little connections. You know what I'm saying? That little smile may just spark her to have a wonderful day and spread it to
Hmm.
somebody else. And the same for you. You know what I'm saying? Like we don't know. You know what I'm saying? But the
It's
only
all
thing,
about being kind. Yeah.
yeah, man. And I what I hate is when people talk about it. Oh, I'm nice. No, I don't. Nice is, you know, telling me some, you know, that this is the where we're going. You know what I'm saying? Well, it's nice of you to mention that. No, kindness is what you should be looking for, is what you should be working towards. It's kindness to be honest with people. It's a
Hmm.
kindness to show love. It's a kindness to allow somebody the chance to speak themselves. You know what I'm saying?
Hmm.
These are
Hmm.
kindnesses, like, and we have to take value in those things as well. Not every opinion that you have is going to be right, because there's no right or wrong with an opinion.
Sure.
But if your opinions are based on flawed information, that's a bad thing. You know what I'm
Hmm.
saying? But it's okay if you get new information, because what people don't realize is you're not a sellout to your uh the way of thinking for trying to get new thoughts. You're basically just trying to expand your mind. You're trying to
Hmm.
become better, and there's nothing wrong with that. We should all strive to be better than we were the day before, the week before,
Hell
the
yeah.
year before.
Hell
You know what
yeah.
I'm saying?
People criticize people for that shit, which is crazy.
And you know what? And that's why those are the motherfuckers that only like your post when you put up some really dope shit. The ones that really love you, they hit that hard. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
The ones
Yeah.
that just like it, you know, they just like it. You're the ones
Yeah.
who like it, your haters. You know what I'm saying? And you know, and I always look at it like, yo, you know what? I'll think about my boy Cap, like, you know, he does such amazing work as far as his music goes. Like he's a phenomenal artist, and he's a great DJ. Vega, he's a phenomenal artist. He's a great
Mhm.
producer. You know what I'm saying? I wanted to be able to showcase their talents as much as my own. You know what I'm saying? And that's what this podcast is for. I wanted to be able to for them to showcase their talent, and that's for anybody who has a talent. I don't care what it is.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I don't care what it is. I want people to be able to come on here and be themselves.
Have a platform, yeah.
Yeah, man. And
That's why I'm in the styling business too.
listen, and I'm not gonna allow hate speech. You know what I'm saying? You ain't gonna come up on here talking about, oh, I hate gays, or I hate this, or I hate that. No, you ain't gonna do that. But
No.
you're definitely allowed to voice an idea and then flesh the idea out.
Oh, does South Park still come on?
Yeah.
How are they not canceled yet?
Because you can't cancel cartoons. Cartoons exist in this interesting place in media, in that since they're not real people, they're not, it's just a scripted thing. They're just actors. Pure play.
South Park been on some offensive shit way before.
Yeah, South Park has been great. It hasn't been great in a long time, but South Park is one of those shows. Family Guy's the same way. It's not as good as it used to be, but it's still a great show.
I'm trying to figure out how the hell you killing Kenny and then he come back every episode. Like, this is crazy to me.
And that's
why does he die every episode?
Listen,
like,
that's the
he's
fun
only
thing about
like
cartoons.
How old is Kenny?
Probably 10, 8, 9 years old, I guess. They're in the second, third grade, fourth grade. So
crazy. And they cursing up a storm like, in second grade, I think we were cursing up a storm too.
I know I was.
Yeah, me.
All in the schoolyard of PS 118 talking about shit, fuck, bitch, ho, shit. Like,
so South Park ain't that far fetched off then.
No, man. Listen, when I was a kid, the schoolyard was the one place I knew there were no adults going to be around like that I could just be my super...
Oh, yeah, it's time to get lit. I'm going to say what I'm going to say.
You be putting words together that don't make no sense. Bitch fart.
Get this shit out before I get home.
Right. When you get home, you got to censor yourself. But when you're,
that's funny as hell.
Yeah, man. And I remember walking home from school, which is probably something you're not allowed to do anymore. But I remember walking home from school, first grade. I'm walking by myself.
Well, I want to touch that when you're done. Touch that topic when you're done.
Yeah, I remember walking home from school, and it was, I never worried about anybody kidnapping me. All I was worried about was Bloody Mary's house, that old abandoned church that was on the road. That's the only thing I was worried about. That's it. I wasn't worried about nobody kidnapping me. I wasn't worried about a bunch of gunshots. Like, that sort of shit was saved for the nighttime. You know what I'm saying? And even the hustlers.
It really was.
Yeah, even the hustlers, like, come on, man. Come on. We grew up knowing a lot of real ill, criminal-minded motherfuckers, and yet there's some of the most well-mannered, good people that you'd ever want around. You know what I'm saying? And
they took care.
Yeah, man. So that's why I always say, not every criminal is a bad person, and not every bad person is a criminal.
I remember one of the hustlers from Rochdale, son took us to Six Flags. Paid for everything.
See?
Paid for everything. Took us
to Six Smiley?
Flags. Huh?
Was that Smiley?
I don't know.
Oh, man.
I don't think so.
Okay, yeah. Smiley was my dude, man. Like, I'm rest in peace, man. He got killed, but
no.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, he was a good dude. But I remember, he was on the Ave. He's on, he was on his shit. But you said you had a question about that?
What are you saying?
Walking from school. I was walking.
Oh, all right, yeah. So like with that, like back in the day, it was easier because, like, if our parents' friends seen us doing some shit out of line, they're kind of like grab us up or tell the parents.
Yep, those were our parents too.
Nowadays, the freaking parents don't even be knowing none of the kids' other parents, like the friend's parent. Like, this shit is crazy.
Well,
and then the kids be lying.
Yeah. Well, you got to think about it. A lot of these parents are still kids themselves.
Oh.
You know what I mean?
Ooh.
A lot of these parents are still kids themselves. Listen, your brain doesn't fully develop until you're 25 years old. So around 24, 25. That's when the brain of a normal average human fully finishes its development. So whatever you experience, it's going to aid or egress in its development.
Uh-huh.
If you have kids when you're really young, chances and you're of a certain mindset and a certain thought process, sometimes you're going to go the wayside, and that's going to be how you raise kids. And unfortunately, you probably should not have kids.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But then sometimes you get the flip side, and you get somebody like your mom who, what's funny? She still managed to get to the club every motherfucking every weekend, but
And Miami every
in
year.
Miami every year. But she also made sure motherfuckers was eating, and y'all was cared for, and y'all was taken care of, and y'all didn't work or anything. So, that
we gave her a lot of shit growing up, but from being a parent, I told her not too long ago, I understand and I appreciate you, because you have 4, single with 4. Yeah. I got 2. I'm not single with 2. No. I'm in a relationship with 2, and this shit is crazy.
and that's something I wanted to talk to you about too. I heard your mom told me that you sat down with Priscilla and you said to her that, I don't give a fuck what we go through. We're not breaking this family up.
Yeah, as long as we will work it out. As long as we're not doing no infidelity shit, yeah.
You know what's funny? That is an amazing thing. You know what I'm saying? Like, because the truth is, nobody, like a lot of young people, a lot of younger folk, they're so quick to leave. Like, I'm out. Fuck it, I'm out. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of the way we were raised was to just, fuck it and be out, fucking and be out. No, you've made the conscious decision to make a family. You know what I'm saying?
It was what I wanted so bad growing up.
I understand, yo. Because it's funny. I ain't gonna lie. I don't have kids, but I've always wanted them.
No. I mean, like, when I say family, I don't mean like kids. I mean, like, I wanted my
oh no, parents. I know what you mean.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, because I wanted the same thing. I wanted the fucking lifestyle that I saw on TV and in my friends' homes and shit.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Growing up with just a single parent, that shit ain't easy, man.
No.
Especially with siblings, because you don't get everything you want. You can't get everything you want,
No. But
so that shit tough. It was tough.
But you know what? Y'all came through it, man, and grew into
We all did. It was for y'all too.
Yeah, man.
For y'all too.
Listen, you know what? Me and all my siblings were all 4 years apart, and I'm closer in age to y'all. Like, so I'm your uncle, yes, but y'all are more like my little brother and sister. I'm speaking specifically about you and Dominique, because y'all both came in the same year in '88, and to me, I always thought that was an amazing thing. And as I got older, I now realize that your mom and dad just were gross. So I just couldn't wait. So ew, gross.
And I end up doing the same scenario.
You know what I'm saying? Wait, your two were born in the same year?
Year apart.
Oh wow, nice. You know what I mean? And but they'll grow up together and they'll have that bond. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. And then with the household, with the love that you're fostering within the household, they're gonna grow up with that as well. Next thing you gotta do is get the fuck out of New York.
I don't know.
Gotta get out of New York, man. Gotta get out of New York, man. I'm telling you, you gotta get out of New York.
But to get back on track to what you were saying,
yeah,
because for me, like, and at the age I was at, I'm like, I didn't live my life as far as like partying, going from girl to girl,
right?
And one thing, she was always around. She's been around since I was 15 years old.
Right.
So, like I was telling you earlier, the connection was there. So when she first found out she was pregnant, when she told me, I'm like, all right, let's go. There was never no like, nah, we're not gonna do this. I'm like, all right, let's go. I'm on board with it.
Yeah. And if that's one thing I do regret about one of my previous relationships. That one I missed the ball on, and but you know what? I'm not, I used to be mad, but I'm not anymore. And I recognize that it's okay. We're all gonna have families. Like I plan on having some kids now.
Yeah,
Sooner rather than later, but
it's gonna happen.
I'm pushing 40. I don't want to be 50 with my first kid now.
It's
I don't want to
possible though.
It is, but I don't want
It
to
works
do
out.
it is, but I don't want to do that. I'd like to have a nice long time to get them and,
Yeah. I feel
teach
you.
them and turn them into urban vigilantes.
No. I feel you on that.
But I also don't know where I'm going to end up. Like I want to live in Africa. I want to live in Japan. I want to live in different places. Like shit, I think Alaska is my next stop. Alaska. I think Alaska.
Travel the world.
Honestly, in my dream of dreams, okay, I would just have the dope tricked out Winnebago and just drive that shit across the country, and then just everywhere I want to go, Canada down to South America and all that, just drive to Winnebago, host my podcast, write my book, and forge weapons in my spare time. Like that would be my ideal life. Meanwhile, I have a farm here in Pennsylvania that's pretty much
stopping you.
Just gotta gather everything I need. That's a few years off. It's coming.
You got a car, right?
No, I don't have a car yet. I have a license. I have a license, but I do not have a vehicular device yet. I haven't figured out exactly what I want. I kind of have it narrowed down, but I'm not entirely sure where, when I'm going to get it. I want to get it before my birthday, or at least by my birthday. So that'll be my gift to myself, I guess.
Well, speaking of that, before we talk about your birthday, and to add my last thing about what you were saying, and I just seen that like it didn't work out with my parents, and I didn't want that for myself,
right?
Because I'm like, for me, I'm thinking like, well, what was the worst thing that went on between y'all that y'all couldn't work out, other than infidelity,
right? Well, I think that was
obviously.
That was the inciting incident, and and your mom knows how to hold on to a grudge, boy. I tell you, she can hold a grudge, man. She's very good at it, and that's one reason why I never, I always respected her so much, because she was like, okay, well, fuck it, I will do it, and just did it. And that
you only gonna ask only but a couple of times,
right? And then she's gonna do it herself, and she did, and she did it.
That's why we owe her a lot, man, because the strength she's shown just for being a single mother of 4. Listen, man, we owe that woman everything.
Listen, we do, and it's funny. I look at her now. I know she's like 50, and it boggles my mind, because to me, like, she's still just my older sister. You know what I'm saying? But we're all
don't play a factor with her.
Yeah,
she's a vampire.
She is, because she's still doing kickboxing. Like, it's funny. I've been talking about doing martial arts for years, and she's the only one that ever listens. She was the first to listen. Like, yeah, I do kickboxing. You do what? Oh shit! Like, but I love that. Like, that's so cool to me, because she's actively trying to stay healthy and everything. You know what I'm saying? And it's harder as we get older.
She look good for 50.
She does. You know what I'm saying? She does, man. And as we get older, I just have that realization, like, we gotta live our life, yes, but don't lose the connection. You know what I'm saying? And things happen. I get it. You know what I'm saying? And that's okay. It's okay, because there's nothing so wrong that you can't come back from at some point. Just give it time, give it a chance
Yeah.
to heal.
Time heals everything.
Time heals everything, man. Like, and that's the most important thing. And to just embrace that.
Yeah. Yeah. And I didn't want to be like my father, so that's another reason.
Yeah. Which what's funny? I understand that because my pops, he wasn't around per se, but I definitely saw him.
Mhm.
I got to, I would leave school and just go see him and shit. You know what I'm saying? And
Yeah.
and that's always been my thing. I guess I've always been rather nomadic in that I don't mind walking places and.
Oh nah, me neither.
You know what I mean? Like,
Me
I'll
neither.
go. Even now, I used to walk about 4 miles to work up a fucking mountain to get to work. Like, don't matter. I'm walking. I'm good. Chucking along.
I just walked from the Van Wyck to Rochdale yesterday because it was nice.
Yeah, and it's not that far, honestly.
Mm-mm.
It's really not. It's not that far.
It was really nice. I'm like, hey, let me enjoy outside and take this walk.
Yeah, man.
I don't need to spend no money. Let me just walk, listen to my music.
Yep. Some vitamin D. You're winning.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? You're winning. You know what I mean? But yeah, man. And I think that was a good thing because being able to have those freedoms helped me out tremendously. Like, so I'm not uncomfortable being by myself. It sucks.
Yeah.
I hate it, but I'm not uncomfortable being in my own company.
It was scary for me at first. But I was socially, I feel like I'm socially awkward. Like when I had to do stuff by myself.
Yeah.
And I'm just not used to doing shit by myself. So like now I really move by myself. Like since I had the kids, I move by myself. Like if I go out, like everybody know if I go out, I'm most likely in Rochdale.
Yeah.
If I'm not with Priscilla. Other than that, I'm in a crib or I'm just doing my own thing. That's it.
How is Rochdale nowadays? Is it still getting dangerous now?
No, it's getting better.
Okay.
It's getting better.
That's good.
Yeah.
That's good.
Kids is coming outside more to play every day. It's getting better.
Okay.
Like I would actually take the kids over there now. Before, no, but now, yeah.
Yo, this is gonna be a weird question, right? Is the Muslim dude still outside of Buttercutters selling incense and shit?
Nah, he been going. Yeah, he been going.
Damn.
Back from like mad years ago, high school days, he was
really
going.
Oh
Yeah.
wow. Okay. Damn. Damn. Well, shit.
Buttercutters is moving to a smaller shop. It's staying on the block, but it's moving to a smaller shop.
Oh damn.
Yeah.
Well, damn. It's funny.
Pandemic.
That should affect it. But it's funny. I thought about him the other day. Like, yo, he was my introduction into that realm too, and I didn't realize it at the time. Like,
yeah, he been going.
Damn, man, he was a good dude, man.
I don't know if he's. I don't think he dead. I'm just saying he haven't been over there.
Yeah, no, that's what I'm fairly certain he's probably still alive and well. I don't, but I haven't seen him in so long, and I genuinely, he was a good guy, man. So, and he was like the real first Muslim brother that I met. You know what I'm saying? And he was always about peace and love and blessings and everything. So that always stuck with me too. You know what I'm saying? So, and that's
they put a gym in the mall.
Did they?
Yeah, Blink Fitness.
Oh shit! I think that's where Dwayne and them go. I think that's
right.
Yeah, I think that's where Dwayne and Vega go. I think they go to Blink Fitness.
Yeah.
Yeah, I go to Planet Fitness. I like it. It works. Probably do.
That's where I used to go.
Yeah, I'll probably do the gym today, and
So since you've been at it with the gym, how often do you allow yourself to do it?
We go about 3 times a week for about 2 hours. You know what I'm saying? And I always start with either the elliptical or the treadmill. and you know, so I can, you know, do the cardio and everything. And so that gives me that's my warm up. You know, so I'll do that for about 15 minutes, which equates to about a mile, maybe 2 miles, depending on how I'm going. And then I go, and then depending on what I want to work for that day, but I almost always do something that's designed to do abs. You know what I'm saying? Whether it be the machine or I wear a weighted vest. So like I wear like a 12-pound weighted vest. So I'll do sit-ups on that with the thing. And then I take the like a one of the plates, like a 10-pound plate or a 25-pound plate. And then I do the sit-ups and I just kind of bring it up, push it forward, bring it back. You know what I'm saying? And I do that doing sit-ups and shit. And with the weighted vest.
How long you been going to the back and forth to the gym now?
Now, steadily about six months.
Ooh.
Yeah. And
Okay.
and it's gotten to the point where it's now habit, where I feel it if I don't go. You know what I'm
6
saying?
months. So, and your birthday is in August. So imagine how you're gonna look by your birthday.
Listen, you know what? I'm not even what I'm trying not to.
If you turn out to be a model, man, me and you're gonna have some issues.
I'm not doing that. You gotta throw on the blue steel real quick.
This nigga Frank about to be a model.
Gotta blue steel it. But no, honestly, all I want to do is host my show and write my books and just have fun, man. And that's one thing I've discovered is that's the main thing I've discovered about everything. Have fun. Because we only do have the one life in this instance, and do everything you can to enjoy it. Don't limit yourself. Don't inhibit yourself. Get out there.
You're doing good though, because what you're doing can last you all your life. Like you can get old and still do a podcast and write books.
This is what I'm saying. Like, you know what I'm saying? And that is a thoroughly good existence for me. And I'm thankful that I didn't do sports when I was a kid, because
most authors don't even get bread until they get older.
Most people don't even publish their first book till they get older. So I'm right on track for what I think. But I'm glad I didn't do sports when I was a kid, because now I still pretty much have the same flexibility and dexterity that I had back then. Like I don't have the bad knees that one would have at my age, or I do have some back issues, but for the most part,
that's like warehouse working and shit.
Oh yeah, and even then, like doing back exercises has helped tremendously in not only correcting my posture, but just strengthening those muscles that had basically been weak all these years. So that's why I always had back pain. You know what I'm saying? I didn't realize. And then diet. I'm not vegan. I still eat a lot of meat. But
I'm just about to ask you that. What you eating? How you eating?
I still eat a lot of meat. I still eat a lot of I don't eat a lot of pasta. I don't eat a lot of rice. You know what I'm saying?
More vegetables.
I eat a lot more vegetables, a lot more fruits. I like to juice
more water.
Yeah. I drink a lot of coffee.
Oh, you say you juicing?
I juice it. Yeah. I like kale. I got kale so I have a garden in the backyard. So I've got kale, spinach. I've got some tomatoes gonna grow. Like I'm just waiting for it to get hot up here and everything will start coming up. I've got squash. I've got some okra.
You know who you remind me of? Herschel from The Walking Dead.
Yo,
you get prepared. You get prepared.
I'll be prepared, man. That's what I'm actually ultimately aiming for, is to be as self-reliant and self-sufficient as humanly possible, so that I can have my own gardens, I can hunt my own meat, I can fish for my own fish, you know what I'm saying? And this way I'm self-sustaining. I don't need to go to the supermarkets, buy their anxiety-laden meat.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? You'll be out the way. You'll be out the way.
You know what I'm saying? So that's why I'm trying to find the best place to do that. And I love Pennsylvania, man. Listen, I can't lie. I love it here. There's a lot of space. There's a lot of opportunity. And
I've started thinking maybe you are Bruce Wayne.
Listen,
I don't know.
Listen,
Thumbs up with you. The jig is
listen,
up.
I'm
Jig is
Bruce
up.
Wayne if this is Batman Beyond and I'm trying to train the next Terry McGinnis. You know what I'm saying? Like that's where I'm at with it. I still got my utility belt. And it actually fits better now because like I can actually wear a decent sized pair of pants and all that type of shit.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like I can dress in a way that's more fashion conscious. And again, I do notice this difference in strength and dexterity that the gym has provided, and then diet, and then vitamins, which I'm about to take and eat breakfast and do all that shit. You know what I'm saying? Because I can't only subsist on coffee, but I'm about to have another pot of coffee. Hurry up, man. But yo, listen, this was phenomenal, brother. I do appreciate you, man. This shit
Anytime I can help.
Listen, come on anytime, man. Anytime you just feel like talking and you're like, yo, you want to shoot something? Yes, I'm free on Tuesdays, Wednesdays, and Thursdays. So because my work schedule is shifted. So now I work Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, and then I'm off Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. So that comes in.
Okay.
Yeah, that comes in real handy.
Hell yeah, I'll definitely come on again.
Yeah, man, please. And shit, listen, summer's coming. Get some sunscreen and some tick spray. Y'all come on up, man, and just chill out with barbecue. We'll do something, man. We'll have a good time, man. Please. I'm trying to get everybody to come out here and see the beauty of it. You there? Uh-oh. Oh, okay.
Oh, now you're breaking up. I can't hear you.
Oh yeah. It's about I've reached my 2 hour limit. But yo, listen, I'm gonna let you go, good brother. And I thank you so much for coming, man. And
I appreciate it. Much love, and much success.
Thank you, brother. I appreciate you. I love you, and I will speak to you later, sir.
You, man.
All right, bro.
All right, man. I'm gonna text you because this is crazy.
Yeah. Don't worry about it. I got you. I heard you. I got you.
All right.
All right, brother. One. Hey, what's going on, y'all? It's your boy Frank Starfire. Thank you so much for watching. If you like what you heard, do me a favor. Hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, and then share the living shit out of this. Or keep it to yourself so you can be that much smarter than everybody else. Also, do me a favor, hit the links in the description so that you can get some more great content from me and some of my friends. And feel free to drop a line in the comments, even if it's just to tell me that I'm a fucking moron. Thanks for watching. One love, abracadabra.